Hello. How are you doing, Kathy? Mm, actually, that's okay. Right here. So the whole desk. Welcome in. Finishing getting set up, and then we will start jamming. Hey, Cindy. How are you doing? Welcome in, everyone. Thank you for giving me a minute while I finish getting everything set up. We're gonna jam out to some music today, but I'm gonna wait just a minute till I'm all set up and we're going. Okay. And I have the dog in here with me. You gonna be good? Today, I'm going to be working on, unless we have a hard pivot because something else comes up, but I'm gonna be working on this wall hanging art piece. I'm not sure what we call it. And this is gonna be for the Timmy Holtz Ween event coming up, but I'm working on this and I'm really feeling it. I was on a great creative vibe yesterday, so I thought, well, why not create this with you all today? I'm hoping to be able to finish this today. So it's going to be a wall hanging. I've already started working on this. The goal is to make this kind of look like tree bark, and but I branch and some leaves, some paper in the background, and I'm going to be cutting out one of these paintings, these printouts of these paintings that I did to put a raven here. That might be too big. I might have to go smaller side. That is actually technically a crow that I painted, but it's okay because we're going to just roll with it. So I'll probably be this one. So that's what I'm going to be working on today. Wall hanging, what would we call this? An art piece? Welcome in, everyone, and thank you for being here. Today, let's craft and chill. I'm going to be working on this art piece that I just described. Yay, Shanna Banana! And we're going to be jamming out to some music. So I wanted to welcome you all in here. Thank you for coming in and hanging out and having a great time. Grab your coffee, your other drink, your water. If you're crafting, chilling, or doing something else, welcome. I'm happy to share this space and this time with you today. Hey, Papvic! Yay! I'm gonna be creating this. What are you guys gonna be working on? If you're watching from one of the streaming multicasts on Facebook or YouTube, welcome. Super happy to have you here. I know that if you are watching live on YouTube and you have any comments or anything, I won't be able to respond until after, unless you decide to come join us over here on Whatnot. If you are watching from YouTube, I do see you liking and you are watching the streams. I know it can be difficult sometimes when I have background music because of the copyright issues. But if you want to come and join us over on Whatnot, I think there's a link in the multicast video. You can come and join. The accounts are free. Sometimes it'll give you a free $15 if you choose to shop anywhere, but you don't have to shop. You don't have to shop here. You can come hang out. You are absolutely welcome to come and join us. It is a fantastic community, and we'd love to have you. I wanted to I'm gonna wheel my chair over because this is gonna be fun. I have the phone high up enough to where I'm probably not gonna bonk my head or send you guys flying. So that should be fine. Welcome in. Yes, Pat Vic, somebody else was asking about you yesterday. How are you doing? Oh, middle of October. Are you prepping? Welcome in, Nona Gina. Fancy this. So happy to see you. So if you're just joining, I was just telling retired Kathy, this is what I'm going to be working on today. This is, I guess we'll call it an art piece. I've been calling it a wall hanging. This was labeled a stadium, like stadium in the craft store. It was a wooden stadium, and I could see how that, you could put little football display there, but that's not what I'm using it for. This is going to probably hang on somebody's wall, maybe mine if I get attached. Welcome in, Gamer Mom. And I'm going for definitely forest vibes, but this is for the Timmy Holtz Ween event coming up. Feel free to bookmark future shows. I would love that. So I'm working on this for that. I'm going to be working on the bark and letting the paint dry. I'm aiming for very close because this is my first time doing bark. or a bark look. So I'm aiming for close. I'm going to be putting like different mosses, not just this one. I had to label this because I posted moss before on social media and the videos got banned, and I don't want strikes against me because they thought it was something else. It was for the PNW train, and I had moss in little bags. So I could see how they would think it was something else. I was like, what was I thinking? I should have labeled them, at least for social media. So I'm labeling it here. Um, but I have other moss that I'm going to just be putting, just to kind of decorate it here and there. I've got leaves. I actually gathered some branches yesterday when I was walking the dog. I don't use a lot of actual nature things in my art because I want to make sure I know where they're coming from and that they are like, safe to use and send to somebody because I didn't want to grab like maybe some random leaves or even some real moss and then like send bugs to somebody. We don't do that here at the Odyssey, but I'm going to be putting like a branch and then a cutout of a raven with some paper in the background. So this will be fun. I want to work on this today. I always think, ooh, I want to finish it in an hour. It's not going to happen in an hour, but we're going to turn on some music. We can jam. You can hang out. You can, if you're crafting or working on something else, you can do that too. You can watch. But I'm just super happy that you're here today. And if you know anybody who likes anything nature, anything birds, or maybe they would like the Timmy Holtzaween part, tag them and have them pop in because this is going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to this. And thank you again, everybody, for being here. Yay. Little Earth, Wind, and Fire to start us out. How does that sound? I'm looking at the list here. You can go in order. Okay, cool. Yay. What's everybody else up to today? I already told you what I'm working on, but what about you? What are you working on? One thing I did not do was grab a little something for me to mix the paint in, but I can make a little something with some paper. Let's see. Hmm. I made this. So I have what I, oh my goodness, Messy Mama? Is that Messy Mama who I buy my cups from? I'm gonna be probably, yay! Oh my goodness, I'm so happy you're here. How are you? There's been a couple shows you've been at that I wanted to make it to, but it just didn't happen this summer. Um, Making a little mixed media art piece today. I'm gonna be actually, I'll mix the paint on this scrap piece of paper. Um, it's sometimes that's just what we do. I don't have a lot of plastic palettes, and sometimes the paint dries anyways, and I can't get it off. But as long as it's acrylic paint and it dries, then sometimes I'll just start layering on top of that. But I don't want to do that today. I'm so glad. Oh, I'm so happy to see you. Yay. I know Lapaka adores his spam cup that we got from you. So he keeps talking about getting more cups because we, like a lot of people, we really do love cups and we use them all. He's like, I've never seen that before. I'm like, yeah, let's go get some more backups because you never know. Actually, people have been asking him, hey, where did you get that spam cup? And so I said, let's go buy some more and then you can give little presents. He said, nah, forget that. They can buy them. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I have my baby wipes that I try to use sparingly. I don't like to create extra garbage, but sometimes I need to. Okay, so we're gonna mix a little bit of. Let me know, maybe. Okay, I'm gonna let him know. I'm gonna let him know you stopped by today too. It's so good to see you. I'm gonna try to make a little bit lighter here because I'm really gonna layer the colors on this. I'm thinking out loud. Lighter brown and then maybe a darker, but I'm gonna dry brush it so it doesn't literally cover. And I don't usually talk and do this at the same time. So if you notice me having to do something multiple times or remix, it's just because I'm not used to talking when I'm doing stuff. Yay, Hazy's here. Join the party. Make a little art piece for Timmy Holtzoween coming up. Um, let's see. I don't know if this is light enough. We're going to use, I know in an example video of something fairly close that I found, Daisy! They used gray. I found silver. Um, I'm sure there's gray in the pile, but when I'm excited and going at something, I grab the first thing I can just to experiment. And then if it flops, I'm like, well, okay. Do I still want to? I have the thingy thing that I need. So do I want to really pursue it, or do I just want to move on to the next thing? All right, let's see. Hey, welcome in. Working on this art piece, I guess. What can I call this? What can the technical name be? This is going to be like a wall hanging of sorts. Home decor item for Timmy Holtzoween. I'm going to go ahead and do this, or I'm going to get paint on literally everything. Cheryl's Crafty World, welcome, welcome. Good to see you. Okay, so I'm going to dry brush this. We actually really need, is Carlos around? We don't, I mean, not need, but art by Carlos. I know he's busy, but he loves me. He won't mind if I tag him. Carlos. ChillsCraftyWorld.com. We're going to do a bigger dry brush because we'll save the smaller one for the darker color. I have no idea what this is going to do. I haven't done this today, so thank you for joining the adventure with me. I need another light. Let's see. And I'm going to take a drink of water while I'm over here. Okay, please either sit there or tell me why you're not doing it. Water. All right. Maybe I had a little much, but we're just gonna roll with it. Just making layers. I like that I don't have to be worried about anything precise because I haven't done this before or practiced because there's gonna be moss. So I won't say covering up my work, but it just won't leave it. This is only one of the many layers, you know? So I don't feel as much pressure to achieve some sort of level of perceived perfection. Because I will tell you all day long that there's no idea of perfection. Like, just let yourself play. And it's true. I mean, I believe that. But then when I create, it's like, do I though? Yes. Welcome in. Welcome in. Thank you so much, Hazy. Do this. Just having lots of fun here. And I am actually looking forward to, oh, that was a lot. That was a lot. Actually, can I take off just a little bit with the baby wipe? Actually, I can. Oh, I like that. I don't know if you can see, but it's really staying in the ridges. And I do have some bark examples that I kind of wanted to follow. Oh, it really likes that baby wipe. But I didn't bring the bark examples here with me today on this show because I can get very literal. And if it doesn't turn out perfect, you're going to see me not happy cry on a live, which will probably happen, but not today. Let's not do that today. Let's just have fun. Some of my best work is trial and error, and I can't duplicate after that. I know. I know. Like, I almost don't want to let this go. I want to prove to myself I did it. I like it. Oh, thank you, Daisy. It's going to be an adventure for sure. And same here. I've been trying to sort of recreate things that I love. so that I know, like, okay, so whatever techniques this was, let's see. The person I was yesterday did a great job. Can the person I am today recreate it in a way that makes me go, ooh, nice? Not always. Not always. But I'm getting better with that. And my friend Carlos he paints a lot. He's a painter. Or he likes to paint. I shouldn't give him that label. But he's always like, "Oh, yes, you can. You just need to trust yourself." I'm like, "Dude, you've been painting for probably decades. I've been painting for like a minute. Let me just watch you do it." Just painting in itself, I don't enjoy as much, but when it's to achieve another end result, I'm like, "Yeah, I'm down to paint. I'm down to get some paint everywhere." Taylor B, welcome, welcome. Let's see. I'm trying to take my time with it so I don't super rush. Because when I get a little nervous about creating, like, oh, I don't know what this is gonna do. Sometimes I dive right in at like a metaphorical 100 miles an hour, and sometimes I'm like, well, I'll kind of dawdle around it. But let's commit. Let's commit. Also, do you think that maybe this brown looks a little bit like chocolate frosting? Because that's what I've been craving all week from looking at this. I need chocolate frosting. A busy Libra. Hey, we've got a messy Sag here painting. Hello. Almost said happy Friday, but it's not Friday, is it? Tomorrow's Friday. Tomorrow, the goal is to work on that curio clock that you see. It'll be a different raven and maybe some red leaves, but I I I know chocolate ganache. I want to bite this so hard. Like take a chunk right here, but it will not taste the way I hope it will. So I'm gonna try to refrain. One of the several reasons I was happy to sign up for the Timmy Holtz Ween train, other than it's going to be with friends, it's going to be fun. Um, Even though I get stressed out leading up to the trains, it's okay. I'm working through it. I When I create, I often have used, other than a long time ago when I first started, I use what I have, no problem with that. I love getting things that are thrifted, repurposed. I love like not wasting things. So I love that. But this challenge was for me to use things like the Tim Holtz products that we're going to be using in the show and create things that way. Because that's still fairly new to me. We're going a little bit in more with the paint here because I'm just feeling it. We're gonna see what it looks like later. So it was just a challenge for me to use the new stuff, and just kind of lean into it, see what I came up with. Because I wanted to make it a part of something and not just like feature the products themselves. I feel like the products get a lot of recognition, which is totally fine. I mean, they help us. We like the products, right? But just really kind of focus on the creating part. Friday Eve. Yep. Friday Eve. This is the Friday pre-funk right here. As you can see, I'm leaning a little bit more into the paint, but this is not a tutorial. I would not say do it this way. But if this inspires you to create, or maybe you learn a little bit of what not to do, I'm here for it. Because one thing I do know is that this is going to turn out to be something beautiful that I'm proud to share and showcase, because I won't stop until that's the case. Maybe that's why I'm leaning into the paint more. Feel the confidence streaming with the music. I do like how it's catching the texture. I did use the texture paste I put on a vinyl glove, and I just took my fingers and went like that, because I didn't want to do the precise movements of like a pen or a toothpick, because I would get way too literal and actually try to mimic. I would be outside looking at a tree trying to quite literally recreate that bark. So I just wanted to lean into it. So I got messy ish with gloves on, and I did it. Here we go. We're going to put paper back here. So, all right. Yay, Shanna. Wait, is it Shanna or Shayna? Shanna. I want to make sure that I'm saying it right because I know I've heard other people say it, but I want to make sure I'm remembering correctly. Names are important. This reminds me of the commercial with, I'm sorry, I forget their real names. The two guys from Scrubs. Shanna. Okay, cool. Hey, Shanna. Happy Friday Eve. I have Wi-Fi now. Thanks, guys. Thanks a lot. Do I have the black paint? No. Hey, hey. Let me grab the black paint. It's on the kitchen table on the other side of the door. I could really wing it and use the black stuff, right? But let's not do that. Now let's go ahead and layer in some dark, and then I will start cutting out one of the ravens. Here, all is well. Everyone else, thank you for joining us if you've joined us recently, by the way. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate you. This paper's like, I'm doing my best. Let's see, what's that look like? It could use some more mixing, but that can happen on the, the canvas. Oh, I almost put my brush in my coffee. Let's not do that. Speaking of coffee, Oscar the Grouch. He was one of my favorites. A week of Fridays. I don't know why, but Friday's like been my favorite day of the week for a long time. No, we've talked about that. We know why, because Friday's awesome. So I'm happy with a pre-Friday. Now, how does that look here? I see a glare from the lights. Not really dark. And I know the other one hasn't dried, so that might be an impact. I'm going to try it over here. I was hoping for a little bit darker. Let's try that while this dries. Kind of a crappy morning. Oh no, oh no. Thank you, Shanna. Yay, Taylor. Is your kitten gonna have to go to the doctor today? See what's up. Sending loving, healing vibes your way for your friend. Hope all goes well. We'll be thinking of you guys. Yes. Hope they can help. Let's see what this color makes. Shall we? Oh. Well, we knew we were going to get paint everywhere, so that's okay. What's everybody working on today on this Friday Eve? That's nice. Okay, we're going to let that sit for just a minute. Waking up. Oh, wow. 1718. Oh, I didn't realize I wiped my fingers. I wiped off my ring. Waking up. Oh, old man Frisbee. No, that's okay. I don't know why they're yelling, but you don't have to yell to them, please. Good girl. Thank you. Yeah, I hope old man Frisbee feels better soon. Homegirl. You don't even know why they're barking. That was like a please stop barking, like hush up other dogs. Let's see how this does. Add just a little bit of dark here and there. Oh, you know what I'm going to do too? No, I'm going to do that with the next one. I'm going to do this, and then we're going to take a bigger dry brush and dry brush it. It's like my word of the day. Dry brush. Let's just catch the edges here. Let's not do the literal big thing. And knowing that I'm going to put moss on this, it really gives me more freedom to play. Because there's not anything precise going on. Hey, Texas Bougie Queen, welcome. We're playing with some paint today. Making this for fun, but it also will be shown at a online virtual event. Timmy Holtz-Ween train. I have used, this was a plain wood like stadium. I think I got it from Joann's. Are we allowed to say that? I got it from Joann's. And I used the Tim Holtz texture paste on it. And then I used, sorry, I'm going to have to, just been using acrylic paint to kind of build layers and make it look bark-ish. First time doing this. I'm happy with it. We're going to build more layers today while this paint's drying. Welcome in, welcome in. Yes. Please take a minute and bookmark future shows. Would love to see you there. All right. It looks even more like chocolate frosting, you guys. All right, let's do the bottom, and then this part is good. Catching it on all those little rough spots. I know some bark is very drastic difference, so I'm gonna, I think for the next part, I'm gonna create a very much lighter, just very on the, and scrape it kind of on the very uppy parts of it, because the bark can be like lighter on the top, but I feel like if I keep playing too much, I'm never going to want to be done. So I might just do one more layer of like super light, almost greenish light for like the very top layer that the moss clings to, and then go ahead and build the other layers. But while this is drying, I'm going to cut out a raven. I think, because I do want to kind of pop it out from the back a little bit. I think these ones are too big. I'll use this one if I have to, but I guess it doesn't matter that it was technically a crow. I think this one will be fitting better, because then she can pop. I originally named this one Bella, but we can call her whatever we want. So we can pop Bella out a little bit from the back, like maybe using some like a foam popper upper thingy to make her stand out. So we're gonna cut her out, and then I'll have to decide what paper to use. Oh, can I come grab that in a little bit? Thank you. Yes, I'll take that. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Oh, Letty's like, where's mine? Taylor brought me coffee and chicken and waffles. That was so kind of her. Thank you, Taylor. Letty seriously wants to know where hers is. Oh, thank you so much, Hazy. Oh, little Jenga blocks. That would be cool. If I had some, that'd be really cool to use for creating. I think I was going to use a different branch, so I'm not going to cut this branch out, but I will cut out the raven. She is going to be jumping off her canvas onto this piece of wood. I don't know, has anybody created with the stadium piece before and made a stadium out of it? I would love to know if you have. I don't usually get inspired by the wooden pieces in the like that I see in the craft stores. More like the wood, like if I find a stick or something, I'm like, "Ooh, I want to make something with it." I just hadn't had any ideas come to mind, and then thankfully this idea came up because I was like, I don't know what to make, but I'd like to try something a little different. But I really do like making journals. I do love making the journals. I do like making journals. So if I'm gonna go literally on her, I will want to use something that pops in the back. And if all else fails, I can use like a light colored fabric and do clusters behind her. I love the touch of wood, the smell of it. My dad used to like making things with wood so much. I get something and I get stuck. But I guess I don't want to say stuck because I also haven't done it a lot. Maybe is it like a muscle that you stretch? Because I know when paper comes, like I usually have ideas, even if it's initially like, "Ooh, I'm going to use that in a journal, and here's the plan." But there's other things we can do with paper. But I love journals. I love collecting them. I love making them. But I wanted to try something a little different. Oh, and while this paint is drying, I would love to show you the tin that I made, the decorative tin that I made yesterday. If you're following me on Instagram, you probably already saw it, which is cool. So that is something that I will be sharing in the Timmy Holtzeween too. Oh, ooh. Okay, the collection of nesting material is pretty genius. I don't know if I have any. I think that's a great idea. Maybe there's a green and purple moss. If those I think I can maybe get those colors to coordinate because that is like a long moss that can look like nesting material. I'm gonna show you guys while I'm thinking about it, and we'll see. Because I have several different kinds of moss. I have the one that's labeled ahead of us, but then I've also got this one. Hey, fabric lover. So this to me, I don't think I've ever seen this kind of moss, but I think it's cool. I've been using this in clusters. It adds a nice little color in the back. And then there's also a bright green one. So that is something great to keep in mind. Oh, you know what? Now that you say that, I remember seeing pictures of that and wondering if that was part of like a movie scene or I would love to see that in person someday. Because my trip to Florida when I went a long time ago was like very brief. Didn't really see much of anything. I stayed in New Orleans, so I didn't see much of Florida. Welcome in, a multi-crafter. Yes. Ooh. Yes, I like those things you were taking out of the mold. Did you say that was resin, Shanna? I was so captivated by what they were and like the detail that you were getting out of that. I'm like, oh, my that looks pretty. Faux flowers. I love faux flowers. I'm starting to build my flower collection. So I do better when I use what I have and just kind of like stay in that creative mode because I don't have the scientific proof, but I believe that when we use acquiring supplies for our creations and creating are either different parts of the brain or it takes a minute for my brain to switch gears because if I'm acquiring like buying or picking up, it takes me a minute to shift gears and actually be like, okay, now I can create with it. Maybe I need to bond with it first. We need to make friends. Kathy's creative. Hi. Welcome in. Welcome in. Welcome in. Take on me. Yeah, I do like the dimension of it because one thing about paper is, I mean, it's great that it's flat, but I was talking to Daisy about this not too long ago, and she's like, "It's so flat." She likes to add, like, textures and things, and I know I've enjoyed adding textures and depth also, and finding ways to make things on paper, like, or just consciously being aware of where does the eye go for a lot of things, especially, like, cover pages or book covers, and, even, like, when I'm decorating, like, different pages in a signature, like, where does the eye go when I open the spread? And being conscious if there's, like, 2 things pulling for the attention, or can there just be 1? Because that's the goal. Because if something is confusing, it's like, no. But anyway, keeping it simple. Where does the eye go? And how do I feel when I look at it? And how do other people feel when they look at it? You can cast and paint within the 45 minutes. We are making this mixed media wall hanging with texture paste, paint, this wooden base. We're going to create a setting for the Raven, inspired by Edgar Allan Poe's piece called The Raven. It's a poem, right? Poem or short story. I'm into technical words. Like, what is it really? Inspired by The Raven. I'm going to cut this out, and then while the paint continues to kind of finish drying for that layer, I'm going to show you guys the decorative tin I made yesterday, which really came together well. I showed a picture of a decorative tin that I made not too long ago, and I loved it, but I kind of pivoted a little bit with the goal of it to make it Raven inspired. And I will need to trim this up just a little bit. Cool. That is some thick paper. We do have, if you like to craft or, create, craft, create, artist, any label that you choose, there's a Facebook group called Creative Hands of Whatnot, created by Creative Curiosities and Feifei1. We'd love to see you over there if you like to. It's for sharing creations that you're making. Art, it could be journals, it could be if you're making cups, if you're making, crochet, knitting, just for you to share your creations with other people. If you ever make something and you're like, "Oh, I'm just so happy with this. I just want to show somebody." That is the group where that's perfect. Creative Hands of Whatnot. Yes. It's just for sharing what you're creating. I like it. Being around other inspiring people. Thank you. I need to add that to my bookmarks. So it'll be easier, huh? I didn't even think about doing that. And I always forget about talking about the group, but I want to. I agree. I like how supportive people are. It is really good vibes. I don't yeah, I catch everything good from there. It's great. Creative and crafty people. I'm going to sort of ink the edges of her only because on the very light parts where you can see the light color, I'm going to just make sure that it's all black. So I'm going to do that. But I'm being very careful because this is thick paper. This is 110-pound paper with a coating on it, so it's a little thicker. And I'm trying not to bend it, but imperfections are not really imperfections at all. There's an added uniqueness to it. And sometimes with handmade products, you can see that it isn't like mechanically produced. This is made by hand, and it's going to have those little delightful details that are different. Hey, Tammyful. help spark your own ideas also when you're looking for ideas. It does. And I feel like not even just on Whatnot, because it's changed a lot. And I've only been here since May on Whatnot. Been on Instagram a little bit longer. But I one of the things I liked about finding everybody on Whatnot was I like having a place to create like this. And on the Clock app, I don't have enough followers to do that on my Odyssey account. But I like just creating with other people and vibing together and just really getting a feel for that. So that was perfect. Welcome in, Solemn Quill. Hello. So it is really nice to all of that to say. That's why I started, and that was in May. It's changed a lot, but it is getting so big with just a lot of creative, crafty, artistic people on Whatnot, which I love. But since it's so big, I felt like, man, I like making friends. I like, making those kinds of friendships. And I thought, well, it's going to be hard because it's getting so big, but it actually hasn't been. And I feel like it's great for connecting with other creative people, you know. And when I say connecting, I mean friendships. I'm not trying to talk like, ooh, connections. Hazy has the download on this paper. Go get it for no, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about friendships. Okay, I'm gonna be really careful with these claws, but you know what? Even if it does come apart, I can fix that too. I'm still gonna be careful. Be careful, but also do it efficiently. Because I don't think you guys want to watch me fussy cut all day. I know I don't want to fussy cut all day. Yes. And I think somebody just requested because I'm one of the mods. I saw a notification. Yes. Were you able to find it, Kathy's Creative? If you're not over there, we'd love to see you over there if you would like to do that. Just for funsies. Can't really dance along when I'm cutting, huh? Can when I'm painting. Get the paint everywhere. Cool. Yay, new friends. It's been awesome here. Almost everybody's been super, super kind. And I'm sure there's people like, some people are like, Dion style's not for me, which is fine. You just find who you vibe with and run with it. Okay, we're about done with this one. And I think it's cool that this is going to be in branches and leaves and stuff. But I still want to do my very best. I will be inking the edges. Your murder face files. Okay, no worries. Thanks for hanging out, Hazy. I'm sure I'll catch you later. Okay, so that part's done. Let's get the background paper. And this is what I made yesterday. This little tin. This was a candy tin. I think it's called Ice Chips. Ice Chips was the candy tin that I made. So I filed it with a nail file. And then I oxidized it using the vinegar and the what is it? Hydrogen peroxide and salt. So it was nice and rusty in those places. And then I used the Tim Holtz alcohol ink. And then I lightly Mod Podged that. It's not sticky, thankfully, but it was because the parts of the rust and the black ink were coming off every time I touched it. And I'm like, well, that would be a pisser. So I went ahead and covered it in Mod Podge, and I made this little box inspired by Edgar Allan Poe's The Raven. I wanted to use this little background as it reminds me of those old library cards or the library systems of organizing books. I never did understand those when I was little, so I would always go to the shelves and look for what I wanted just manually. So he's got his typewriter, his portrait, and the raven. There he was writing, and here is the raven with a little quote from the poem. Deep into that darkness peering, long I stood there, wondering, fearing, doubting, dreaming dreams no mortal ever dared to dream before. And as you know, when ravens like you, they bring you little trinkets. So we have some sea glass here, we have a moon charm, and we have a little jar of amethyst pieces. So this was a lot of fun. I enjoyed making this. Tins, we'll see, but they might be one of my new favorite things because it was a blast to create this. It does close, it's nice and snug. And I covered the bottom also, just to give it a little bit of a finish. So this was a blast. It is very snug, so opening it is a little bit of a trick. Isn't that is so fun. I love it. I love this little library card thing too, so I want to make sure I have more of that. So these will be probably something for in the future also, but I love it. I'm going to put this aside or I'm going to be playing with it all day. I like the different textures. I'm a big texture person. So I like just having the textures to touch and play with is great. Let's see. So we have little Bella here. We might be using this for a background because for net it looks like it could look like nesting material. So I love that idea. Definite shout out to Hazy for that. So let's see. I don't know what kind of paper I want to use for the background because I've got a couple of the backdrop sets. One is this one. I've got actually a handful of these packs. I might actually be putting some in the bin for the Timmy Holtzoween because I could use one of these, or I could be using one of the brown vintage ones just as a base, so we can really dress it up. Hmm. I was thinking of using red flowers because it just, or not red flowers. These are leaves, Dion. Red leaves. I know the green complements, so I wouldn't make the green super prominent if I used that. I'm not quite sure. This is a map. Let's pull the papers out and see. I think that's why I like playing with so many different textures. And items crafting. Yeah, I do love it. Especially if I am going through a very stressful time. I will usually carry something with me that has some sort of texture or something so then I can just kind of play with it if I get stressed. It keeps me in the moment and it also can keep me from getting even more anxious in moderate situations. This actually might not be a bad idea. Because it's light, it's bright in the background. I would be able to layer some of these. I bet you I have some fabrics or something that are not so green that could add some contrast. What do you think of that? I'm liking that. I and one of the reasons I had bought so many packs of these, the Tim Holtz Ideology backdrops, these are 24 double-sided sheets. There's, as you probably, if you've seen these, you might know that there's a ton of different like backdrops options. They're double-sided. I like how thick they are. I can use these as occasional pages in journals, on covers, decorations, tags, and I like the different colors and the designs that are on them. Um, so that's one of the reasons I'm a fan of these and the brown ones too. I don't know what the other one's called. That's actually kind of a nice one too, but I wonder if that'd be too much of the contrast in the backgrounds. Thanks, Hazy. They do hold up well. I like them a lot, as I keep saying. But I know that I don't I do want to experiment with this, but I don't want to go too hard on it because I know that there's a lot of other things. But I'm okay. I like this. So I'm wondering the blue. balances out the warm. I'm just going to keep going. Starting to overthink. I also have the one of the Christmas packs too. Try not to go too overboard on that. This one's pretty. And I have the wallpaper pack too. This one might be cool. It is really red though, so probably not this one. The first two, like these two. There's a map. Oh, the two reds. Like these two. Whoops. It's like dealing cards. They're everywhere. Because I feel like if I go red, I can contrast it with something in the middle. It's hard because I see these and then my brain starts to think of other projects. No, Dion, keep it simple. And that's right, these are two-sided. So I think the two reds, oh, these are like those folders. I love like browns and vintage coffee colors and things. So using colors this boldly, like I've been doing these past several months, is something new to me. Ooh, this is in a journal I'm working on. I love this page. Okay, so let's go. I feel like the green and blue is a little too hard on the contrast. Oh, you're right. You're right. Oh, almost like the dark red, because then that gives room for a contrast in the middle to really have Bella pop, perhaps. What do you think? Okay. Let's see here. Trying to put all of these away. I have the brown one, but you know what? I'm gonna not do that one only because it's safe and safety is a great thing. But if I talk about like playing it safe or staying in a comfort zone, I want to kind of push the limits a little bit. Hi, Gaylor. Is it Gaylor? Did I say that right? Personally, I'm not feeling that other side, but that's okay because we'll use this one. Oh, and then there's this one and that one too. That's kind of cool. This almost says Christmas, like point a Christmas flower on me. I love that in a good way. I mean that in a great way. I love paper. Gail. Hey, Gail. Nice to see you. Thank you for being here. Let's see, we're building the pieces of this together. I'm going to ink the edges of this so that she's solid black. And to me, cutting out this a printing of this painting was easier than me just like cutting it out of black paper because the shape was already there. It was too easy. So I can do that. Let's see. Can use some fabrics. Something with the purple to make it look nesty. Nestish. Oh, we got a little bit of wet paint, but I think it's, you know what? I think the edges are looking kind of nice. I'm trying to grab the measurements here. Let's see. Do I have a pencil? No. I have a pen though. It's okay. I can use the pen because there's going to be many layers, or at least enough layers. Let's go ahead and, oh, paint. Hey, Patty. Summer Dawn. I don't mind the paint on there, but not enough to where I'm not going to flip it around and try again. but I think paint's gonna happen. Hello. How are you doing today? All right. I'm gonna cut this over here. Oh, and while I have you guys here, can I ask you, um, if you cut a lot of paper and you have a paper trimmer that you really like that doesn't, hopefully maybe that doesn't get dull too fast, I am very open to suggestions. I do have the Fiskars. It's the sliding cutter. It's great for the first few cuts. It might just be the thicker paper I've been using, but the blade got dull after a few passes. Oh no, you're a hot mess. Are you okay? Enjoying crafty inspirations on Whatnot with all you crafters. Yay! Hot mess in general, or like today's a mess? Like, oh, like I'm over it. Now this, I'm not sure how to get this. Well, let's see. Let's do this. I mean, I'm aiming for ballpark here, but let's go ahead and there we go. Because I'm using my Fiskars trimmer. I do have to put it does work because as you can see, I've got some clean edges here, but I just have to put a magazine page underneath, and I mean, it's not the greatest process, but if there's an easier one, fine. Because if you have a recommendation for a paper cutter and you cut a lot of paper, I'd love to know. Um, I know it's Loveland mentioned the Tim Holtz cutter. I believe it's I don't think it will cut a 12 by 12. I have to check. Just today I'll send you a pic of my trimmer. Ooh, okay, good. Thank you. Oh, just today. Oh no. Let me know if there's anything I can do for you. Wish I could email you like a do you even drink coffee? I was gonna say email you a coffee, but that was rude of me. Assume you drink coffee. I drink coffee. I've got two. Oh, I probably have cut things that have glue on them. And then did you wash the blade with rubbing alcohol? Oh, I'm gonna try that. Oh, can you imagine if that's been my problem? I ordered like one of these cutters and it had great reviews. I don't know if I just got one with a dull blade, but it really kind of just twisted and chewed up my paper. I was a little bit sad, but I know a lot of people have had great luck with it. Just not me. I will try that today with rubbing alcohol. Oh, that'll be cool if that works. Let's try this. If I mess this up and don't even get it close, I oh, there's more paint. It's not dry yet. um, I do have other packs and I won't waste this paper. I'm gonna put on my magnifying glasses. Hey, Patty. That's pretty dadgum close. Okay, let's do this because it seems to be pretty symmetrical. I had so much fun creating the pieces for the PNW train with the moss on them too. I'm excited to work with this moss. And the one that was in the decorative tin was great to craft too. That one was pre-formed from the other project I adapted it from, so I just had to change what was on it. So that was yesterday's win. I got some more things done other than that, but that was most of it. Messaged me after you do because I watched the whole thing after wiped it down. I couldn't believe. Yes. Oh, that would be so interesting because I've had to use like the Uline catalogs I get, I've had to use that for cutting. Did I say hi to you, Patty? Hi. But it is a bit of a pain, but you know, if that's what I have to do, I guess that's what I have to do. Mm. Oh, I wish you guys could see the guy that's like doing this mix. He's just jamming. He's loving it. Sometimes the music is so fun. I have to stand up when I'm crafting, and it's like I'm mixing my own stuff, but I'm not mixing music. I'm mixing like paper and shit. Yeah. Some of these things take me a minute, but to me, it's worth it because this looks really cool. I'm liking that. I'm gonna write it down because I'm gonna forget. It's like the person I'm in the show forgets a lot of what happened and like, oh, what did I say? What was I gonna do? Because when I'm doing like auctions and sales, I gotta write everything down and I try to mark who buys what. Because I will go back and watch the video, but it's a time saver if I don't. Wouldn't that be funny if I gummed up my own thing and I've been like, I'm over you, Cutter. I need to replace you. No, wait. No, I'm just going to measure that. Okay, so we're gonna almost done with that. And then what I'm probably going to do is a little bit wet, but mostly dry. I'm going to do the next very light layer on here. Hey, Bishy. And then Bishy's here. I'm going to paint that last bark layer and then start layering everything. I'm afraid to mess this up. It's okay, Dion. There's going to be moss, and it's not messed up. It's a unique handmade creation. I'm making this for the Timmy Holtz Ween train. Doing something a little different for me. Oh, that's great. Okay, I love the sun, but right now we're gonna try to not have it glare so we can all see. Where are you coming from? Well, it will change in a minute. Oh, bitch, did I miss a show yesterday? I've been away from Whatnot, so if I'm not on, I miss a lot of shows that I would like to see. So I've been trying to check a day ahead because I like to hang out with you guys. Thank you. I'm liking that. So we're going to do. I don't know if I was going to put my pocket knife underneath, but I don't know if we're allowed to show that if Whatnot's going to think it's not good. Put my screen cleaner under here. That's a little bit too far up, but you know what? It's going to be like maybe like this much. So we've got that. And I'm going to have to decide if I want to use this branch or if I want to tie together. I collected some little branches yesterday. I already used one in the curio clock that I'll be working on tomorrow. And I was like, oh, I wish these a little bit thicker. And then I thought, well, what's stopping me from kind of tying them together with twine and then putting the branches on there? It'll be like a crafty branch. So I may finish laying the rest of it out later, but I think like something like this. I'm fine with piecing the branches together, maybe tying it with some twine. We can try that part here. And using the actual branches. No, it's not. It's like a little S&W. It flips out. It's really cool. It reminds me, my dad used to like S&W, and he really used to like pocket knives. Any package needed to be open, any apple needed to be cut, pull out of his pocket, hand it to me. But then he would say, "Give it back." To this day, if my husband leaves his line around, it's gonna end up being mine. Where did the time go? Oh my goodness. Excuse me, Letty. Sorry, baby. I'm sorry. I know you're being so good. Here's one. Daiso to the rescue. Okay, let's see. I was telling everyone earlier that I enjoyed the idea of the Timmy Holtz-Seween train for several reasons. One of the several is, oh, what was the end of this? Was because I usually I of course I have been buying new supplies, and that's great, and I don't have any regrets. But I've always liked to use what I have, and that's great. A lot of thrifted things, a lot of things I have on hand, just creative uses for everyday things. So I wanted this to be a challenge for me to use the things I have that are made for crafting and creating and art and make stuff. So it's a little bit different. Mr. Soul, hello. Okay, we'll tidy that up, but let's see what. Oh, I wonder if I had two, I would twist it diagonally and go down like a double twist. Did I just make up a word? But what I'll do here is, since this is not a huge piece, I would like the twists to be visible, but not take over the sticks. I can tighten this up a little bit if I need to too. When I gonna take it? Me with the trimmer. Okay, and then let's go the other way. Throw some hearts on the chat if you're headbanging. Can I throw hearts on the on chat? Okay. I think that's kind of cool. It doesn't, but it's not so close together that it takes over the stick, right? No. Yay. Well, thank you. It's a lot of fun. And I like hanging out with you all. It's inspiring. Some good energy coming through. So I think I would want to shorten the sticks. Let's go with her feet, because her feet are kind of like this. Shorten them. So I'll probably cut them about here. And then I'm going to glue this on somewhere too so it doesn't look like a straight stick. Because not everything needs to be straight. Okay, I'll cut it about right here. Oh, I tied it too soon. I tied it too soon. Oh, and then we go over there. And party every day. I like the crooked part. Let's see. Probably about here. You drive you crazy. Okay. I was walking the dog yesterday and I'm like, oh, sticks. They're clean. There's nothing. I waited. There was nothing. They're clean. I try to be really careful, really careful. And I'll be dusting that off because nature is getting all up in this box. Almost doesn't need another layer of paint, but I am going to do just a little light. Um, I said light coat, right? Yeah. Because I do like, can you see the textures in that? I think it's cool. It does resemble some of the trees around here. The top layers on the trees though are like it's lighter and then there's like little pieces of the licheny moss. But I'm gonna give myself creative license to not be literal because then if I get literal, like I was telling everybody earlier, Bish, like I would be outside with the trees really trying to mimic it and having a breakdown if I couldn't do it. So I'm really trying to make sure that I keep giving myself permission to make it different. I took some of the some texture paste and I put on a vinyl glove and I put on the paste and I just kind of like let my fingers as if I was trying to spread it on. It was not, it of course wasn't going to be flat because I didn't use like a frosting flat knife, but I just let my fingers really create that texture. And I've got several different kinds, like because this is a Tim Holtz like themed, so this is one of the multiple products. But I also we have a different texture paste. It's a different brand. Hey, Creative Curiosities, but it's wetter. You got to mix other things with it to make it this stiff. I really enjoyed the stiffness of this. It was great for the texture because look at how it stands up. It's like a super duper thick frosting. It's spreadable, but it's really thick. Hey, hey, hey. So that was what I did to create this texture. I'm going to do a little bit lighter color. I may dab on as if there's some sort of a licheny effect underneath, but I also have that kind of moss. But I feel like it's going to create that popping effect if I do one at the bottom and then more. I've never done this before. So this is honestly, this is outside my comfort zone, especially doing it on a live because I don't want to spread like just like frustrated, messy vibes, but I feel like I'm really feeling it. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do this live. So that's one of the reasons I'm sharing this with you today. Hey Jeanette, you like it? Oh, I'm glad you like it. I feel like this is a fun adventure, and I'm so glad that we're sharing this together. It is enjoyable. Hey, hey. New friends, if we're not following each other, I would love it if you would follow me and I will follow you later on. I like making new friends. Um, I might just leave it at the single layer tie because I don't want it to be too twiny, but it's okay to be visible. You know, I'm not trying to hide it either. I mean, they say if you got it, flaunt it, but we want it to work together here. And I don't want it to appear too straight because not everything needs to be straight. You seem like you know where it's going. I must really be following my heart because I don't consciously feel that, but I think I'm feeling confident that whatever it is, I can make it into something that I'm super happy to share with you all. That might be what it is because I have no idea. But I remember to label the moss this time because when I posted on Instagram for the PNW thing, I was telling everybody that I had packs of moss because I had little adopt a Sasquatch kits, and part of it came with moss. They go through a lot of moss, and I have them in little baggies. And I think Instagram thought it was something else, so I made sure to label it today so I don't get shut down. Cool. And I do want to use this part wherever needs to be filled in a little bit. I know. I was like, oh, and I was watching it again. I'm like, what was I thinking? It totally looks like what they think it is, but I'm not doing that. I'm trying to think where needs some space because I was gonna do here. Nope, that would crowd the tail. That, nah, nah. I think we could use a little something up here. So this will probably be where I put it. The mother of two. Hey, handcraft love. Hello. Yep, I think this is where it's gonna go. Um, oops. Okay. I almost screamed, something hit my leg, like a big huge bug, but it was actually a strip of magazine paper. I'm okay. I'm okay, everybody. Oh, but I need to plug in my phone. 'Cause if my phone dies, I'm gonna cry. Why? Uh-oh. It's too far away. Hmm. One moment. I'll figure out how to plug this in without knocking everything over. Oh, you're kidding me. One moment. I have to get the longer charging cord. I'm gonna hurry. Nope, I don't. I have a different idea. I don't usually have this problem because I'm pre-set up. Hey, AK Thrift. One moment here. Just plugging in my phone. Try not to drop you guys. Okay. It shifted a little bit, but we're okay. So, Taylor B, are you here for real? We're going to glue this on here. Okay, good. Can you guys hang for just a minute here? I have to step out really quick. Don't go anywhere. But I'm going to Yay! Okay, be right back. Yes, please hold the phone. Okay, I'm back. Thank you for holding. One of the downsides of staying hydrated, folks. Okay, I'm back. Let's get this branch on here. AK Thrift. All right, so that's going to go there. I think I've decided. Let's see, I'm out of pain. What's everybody working on today? I'm not implying everybody has to create or be creating. Sometimes we are working on making it through the day without giving someone a knuckle sandwich, you know? Right now, I'm working on this. Cleaning my house. Yay! We get to keep each other company. So there's going to be some like leaves and other branches and stuff, but I want to really I can hold it. Well, this part. Oh, I have clamps. I might have to reach, beg pardon. Thank you everyone for hanging out. Please follow me if we're not already. I would love to follow you back after the show. Oh, and please bookmark future shows. Got some great ones coming up. Um, I don't have any sucky ones coming up, but looking forward to each of them in a different way. Got trains coming up. Those are enjoyable. I always get nervous the day of, but I've been a lot better. So this one might be when we're waiting for something else to dry, but I'm going to attach that, but I don't want to wrestle with it right now. I feel like I'm forcing it and that's not fun. So I'm going to move on to something else. Like, what can we use for the background here? Do I want to go hard green like this? Or let me lay out the different kinds of mosses I have. Oh, thank you for that. Hey, Anne. I and it helps that the ones, I mean, sometimes I don't sign up for some because it's it's a time thing, it's a time thing. But I also have to be in a time where I won't put additional pressure on myself because that's where the pressure has come from so far. Is myself. I've got this. I have a whole bag of this one. I have this one. Hey, Teresa. Pulling out some crafting moss. This one is nice and spongy. This is actually would be good for dabbing on some of that paint and then using it. So we're going to go ahead and I think it's very similar to that one though, and I have more of that one. So we're going to do it with that one. Hey, Crazy Bunny. When it comes time to dab that final layer on, I'll probably use some moss. But trying to decide, putting some nesting material behind there. Trying to think. Because we have more of that twine. There's going to be moss here. I really do want to put a little bit of moss in the corners. But that can be actually this one. Because that's what I used in my tin box on the top. Hey, girl, hey. I'm putting this piece together. So I think in the corners, maybe this moss will be great. So that really frees up the other moss. Makes me happy. What are you working on, Crazy Bunny? Regina Swa. Did I say that right? Yep. No, I'm not saying yep. You have to tell me yep. But is it Regina? Mm-hmm. And let's do Behind Bella. I do wish I had more. I mean, I do have a lot of this. I think if I go too mossy and stuff, it's going to feel a little bit. Ooh. That's a big one, the rug. Sounds by Shantz. Did I say that right? Hello. I see a cannibal. Okay, so let's go through fabrics. Maybe do a little bit of a cluster behind there, because it doesn't have to be Tim Holtz fabrics, but I do have some with some fall colors that I think might be nice. Let's try. This one I like because I got the fat quarter bundle, but this is the only scrap I have left of that. How do you flip it? Wow, 4x6 foot. That's a big one. That's a big one. That's what they said. I don't know if that one will work. Yeah. I like your rugs a lot. They're beautiful. Let's see. Because I don't think we need to see what that is. And then maybe we have enough colors that some little orange goes with it. It's not going to be wadded like this, but this is just to kind of give an idea. I don't know. I'm kind of undecided. There's polka dots. There's orange. There's nothing with almost like a light blue or a green tint. I don't think I like the polka dots. But one thing I do actually have is, I just thought I would try those. I have something that's a little different, a little more neutral. Where is it? Where is it? Does anybody else like scary movies or shows? Or are you the only one in your family who likes them? I watched This Is Us not too long ago, and it was like, oh, why did I watch that alone in the dark and the quiet? That one actually kind of got to me. Um, Aesthetic or theme is this is inspiration of Edgar Allan Poe's The Raven. So this is a raven, and it's for Timmy Holtz-Ween. So I've already got the Timmy products in there that I want to use. But what I'm trying to kind of create is, Bella here is going to be popped out a little bit here, but I was hoping to create some sort of a background that would help her pop a little bit. So I'm just trying a couple different things because I know I want to put some of that moss kind of in the corners a little bit, and then there's going to be this branch, and we're going to have red leaves, or we might just do the red leaves. I might not do the branch at all. It just really depends. Um, I do have orange leaves, not literally like that, but I know the green is going to be giving a little bit of a green here, and then the red. So that's kind of what I was going with, but nothing is glued down. Hey, Irene. And I kind of like the messy, not messy, but like nesting material in the background. It could almost be like a bundled collage of like coffee dyed paper strips and some fabric and different materials. So almost like the collage obviously is not just her and the leaves, it's somewhat the materials behind her too. I'm really just pulling out a bunch of stuff to see what looks good. Which thing? This one? I've got brown paper. Let's see. It is, isn't it? I'm wondering if some nesting material might be cool. Because I'm gonna try it. Because if it doesn't work, I'm sure that will inspire something else in the future. Let's try it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take these, and this might not literally be the answer, but it will lead to it. So I'm gonna take those and kind of make strips. Tian, mother of two, welcome in. Welcome in, everybody. Trying some ideas. Excuse me. I do like the casual look of tearing it, but it's harder to tear the small strips. Might have to use tweezers. Because what if I kind of bundle things behind Bella to kind of make almost like when we do the smaller little, like if you've ever seen somebody make like a junk journal cluster and it looks like an intentional little bundle of goodness, then can kind of make something like that. Like a bundle that's behind her. I've even got I got crafting feathers because I know that sometimes on the wild feathers, we're not sure what's on them. So I try to be careful with all that. That's why I didn't use like real moss because we have enough of it here in the PNW. So this is what I'm trying to see. Just sort of like some sort of a bundle. I don't know. We'll see. Let's see what we come up with. And this is a coffee dyed. We're not going to see what it is, but a little coffee dyed, notice that you get with like medical paperwork. And I am right now giving myself permission to not finish this right now or today. But let's see how far this goes. Let's see. Oh, and this is Amazon packaging. It looks just like brown paper, because it is. Let's see here. Thanks for hanging out, everyone. If you don't know me, my name is Dion. I live in the Pacific Northwest, and I love to create journals, mixed media art. I love paper. I love different kinds of fibers and textures. I love not fighting with the paper. I love reminding myself that things don't have to be perfect, because what even is that anyways? I always seem to have this idea in my head, and sometimes it goes a little different, but let's see. This one doesn't tear as well, which is a good thing because it's shipping packaging. But let me tell you, sometimes I get a package and it's like, well, you didn't have a problem tearing there now, did you? Okay, let's see. I think that's enough to kind of see if this is going to work. It does often get very messy here in the office/studio after every project, or like if I'm working on things for a train. Hey, Flippers girl. I do have to reorganize and clean up a bit so I can actually think. Let's see. I almost want to crumple it, but I know that's not going to look the way I want it to. Oh, I almost think I'd be curious to sew a little snippet thingy here to see if that works. How are you doing? Trying to figure out if there's some sort of a background thing or a way to put some nesting material behind Bella here. I'm not sure. I might have to work on that part later because it's just escaping me right now. But at least for right now, I can paint the red on the edges. Doing good here. Trying to catch a vibe from what this wants to be, but sometimes if I let it sit, it comes to me later. Even if I'm trying to do it now, it might just look completely different. So I'm gonna mix a lighter color of the brown for here, and then the super light one that'll be like moss or something. Let's put Bella over here. I might just do the whole other kind of moss and then just layer that stuff behind it. We'll see how that looks. Because I don't feel like it's ever a waste of time because it leads to something. I mean, it's part of it, right? Let's just go ahead and do a little quick mix. I'm trying to think if there was anything else. I knew I want to use a little bit of green on the top one. Definitely bookmark future shows. They're not all this way, but I do like to do some crafts and chills. Sometimes I'll sell. But we're hanging out tomorrow too. So please bookmark tomorrow's show. If you're free, feel free to stop by. For actual Friday. Let's see here. Let's see how light that is. We're just going to do a little bit. I don't think I've ever mixed silver in with anything, but I like that. I'm doing good except for wanting to. Oh. We didn't hear anything. Oops. Let's try to catch that. Catch those little edges. I think I might be a different person a different day, but for right now, I think it'd be fun to practice this technique and get some sort of some bark practice in because it's a lot of fun, I think. Catch the paint on these textures. Not getting literal with it, but we can tell what it is, and it's fun. I think the silver is making it kind of pop in a good way. So more of the silver is visible because there's less brown. Like a magical forest. That's where that I think is a great representation of like, what is the word? Literary imagination. You know, when you write something or you think something up, whatever your creative medium is, and you make it come to life, like that is just magical. I think that little silver specks is perfect. They may dry, but for everybody here, you got to see it be painted on and, you know, those little magic sparkles of creativity. I mean, this is great, but it doesn't make me want to bang my head. Like in a good way, not like bang my head on the counter or anything. It's not that kind of a day. But sometimes, am I right? Let's see, let's catch the edges on that. I think I want to go back to getting the excess off. we're going to take the brush and go over that because it's a little heavy in places. We're going to lean into it though. See what little cracks and crevices it can be caught into. Welcome in, Owl in the City. Yay, owls! Teresa, hello. So love. Oh, Hazy had to go, didn't she? I hope Frisbee's okay. And I hope Hazy's okay. But if you were here when I was making my Sally tags and you heard me talk about the sewing machine and I'm looking for those fashion design cams that they call it, that you put in it's a 1963 Singer that I have, and I was looking for cams to do a straight line stitch or an inline stitch and a couple other things. Well, I was able to find one on the big A, and it's kind of like the scallop stitch, but it works. So I'm happy. Oops, that's a lot. That I was able to find some other cams. So that's an update. Hello. So Lovey reminded me of that. Let's see. Oh, I almost want to put water on this and see what happens. Hazy was here, yes. Hazy had to go, I think. Let's take a baby wipe. Oh, if you could see all the creative vibes all over my floor, all over my other table. We dry brush and we wet wiped. Oh, I like how that's doing that. Okay. That's cool. I'm happy with that. And I may absolutely be touching this up at some point. I'm going to have to bookmark that one. I want to see. Oh, let's do that. I am one of those people that will go back and watch past shows if they're available. And if I remember. Sweet. So that is I think the difference is subtle. So it's not literally tree bark. And now that I'm looking at this, I'm glad, because do you know why? I think if it were quite literally like the tree barks out on the trees outside my house, it might even be distracting and really pull the eye. So when I do my little dabs of like the little licheny mossy part, I'm going to see how that goes, to see how to blend it in. In fact, we can do that in a minute. Because I don't want it to be too distracting on the sides. So to me, this looks pretty good. I had never heard of the true crime theme before, so I'm excited to see what everybody creates. There we go. I had to switch that. I want to see that. Let's take off some of this moss. We will relabel it because I'm not trying to get in trouble. I'm 420 friendly, but I just don't have it in my crafts. I don't craft and I don't sell it or even use it, but it's all good. Okay. Sweet. So this is good. We've got this part nailed down at least. I will do the last part with some green. I'm probably going to do that later. I don't remember my mix. Oh, beg pardon. Let's see. Is that an owl or? Oh, yeah, this is an owl. I'm restarting my collection of owl figurines. I have a couple in the other room that I'm quite proud of, that I like. That I was originally going to resell, but I thought, you know what? No. That's for me. That's my little owl. Oh, I don't know that I could either because I'm just not passionate about it. But I'm completely cheering on from a distance the people who are. Um, Now that paint, I don't remember the mix, so that might be later's problem. But let's go ahead and try to add a little bit of green to what I have here and see if that's it. Love rock and roll. Oh, does it? And I think that's cool, especially if it works for you. I think that's great. It would be entertaining. I love owls too. Can you imagine crafting with that? So I see some little crafting trees I actually have over here, and the green parts on top look like little nugs. It's cute. So I'm ready. Who wants to put that train together? Just kidding. Um, Definitely not the vulgar part. It's so popular. What do you mean? Crafting with that? It would be entertaining. I have used there's like CBD water. Tried some of that. I've tried some tinctures and things like that for different things. Didn't really work for me. We do have a stick that's got some stuff in it. It's like it's like a giant chapstick for like muscle pain and body pain and stuff. So if my neck is hurting or something, I'll use it on there. Works wonders. I just don't do it like if I'm about to go to the chiropractor, I won't do it because I just don't want to forget and not tell him. Because if he's gonna touch anything that's not like, you know, but I just want to be able to at least tell or ask so that he knows, because if it's coming through my shirt or something, might be a little bit too cautious, but I just nobody wants to be surprised by that, and some people are not okay with it. So it's like full disclosure. Yeah, no more trains this year. I know, and I remember you saying something about the weather too for shipping. So, and I think the last train that I'm participating in is December 7th, and I'm gonna enjoy the break. Like I would love to create with you all, but I think that'll be great. I'm not sure how this is gonna go. I've had to fight for so long as women to not be objectified. So I guess I haven't seen that. I'm not really sure. I'm guessing they're not doing it in a way that's like human anatomy should be celebrated. So I'm gonna try some of this green because I saw someone try it on like a tree trunk idea and for like little mossy vibes, and I'm gonna try it. If I don't like it, I can always wipe it off or put moss on it. But let's try. Oh, I mean the dabbing is a little bit much. That's too much, but I don't know that it's getting the mossy vibes across though. It almost looks like I'm painting it green because my execution is not the best. But I'm gonna let that dry so I can still use it. And then let's blend it in with a baby wipe. Oh, yes, absolutely. Got to keep that one healthy. It can be a challenge sometimes, I think, to keep, well, at least I know for me, because I'm not going to speak for anyone else, but sometimes keeping the body healthy, it's like, oh, I'm listening to you. I didn't realize I had to. So now tell me what I need to fix to help. Asking my body, talk to me. Tell me what you need from me. to give you an ideal thriving environment, please. All right, so we got that. I think what I can really do now is get those little crumbs off, although it's going to happen. I'm not going to glue that yet, but what I can do that I feel very confident about is gluing the moss on in little cracks. Let's try. Now that I clean that out, let's put some moss. Hi, is it Deliciosa? Did I say that right? Lori Fire Mom. I might have said that very wrong, and I'm sorry. Please help me. It's so hard at times. Do one thing to fix one part of my body, and then have to be aware of other things. Yes. Nini? Yay! Welcome, Nini. Thank you. Thanks for stopping by. Going to be gluing some moss into these little cracks right here. I've got little brush bristles that stayed there, but I feel like it's coming together. And I feel like once I start putting the moss here, then the rest will probably also start to take shape. I should probably commit to the red background first because I feel like if I take the moss up a little bit, it's going to really make a difference. So let's do that. It's complete with the paint on the fingers. It's great. And I'm sure I'm not going to use the Fabri-Tac. I'm going to use the glue that I've been using. WTF. Is it what the fuck's up, Kate? Welcome in. Thanks for coming in. I'm making this, well, this does happen to be something that I'm going to be showing on the Timmy Holtz Ween train, but something that I really feel a strong vibe about, like the Raven, and it's the inspiration is kind of Edgar Allan Poe's The Raven, but I happen to really like crows and ravens too, so there's also a reference that a lot of people are familiar with. That's what's going to be. That's kind of like my theme-ish for that train, but I know I can deviate from it a little bit because it's a Halloween train, and I know that we can, deviate from that as long as we use the Tim Holtz products. But we let people put up more ravens during Halloween, so that's definitely something that I think fits. Is that red? Looks pink on screen. This one? It is actually a red. I'm trying to show you a little bit better. It's a red. It's like almost like a hazy red. Hey, Rhonda. And I haven't made anything like this before. I've painted, I've done lots of journals and embellishments. It's been a long time since I've done anything like mixed media. I've even done some digital art. I'm actually really, you know what? We're going to hope that glue doesn't dry up because if we are, we're going to put more on it. Let me go get some. I want to distress the edges a little bit with the black ink. That is right here. And I think a lot of you weren't in here earlier when I showed my decorative tin that I made. So I'll show you guys that here in a minute. That has Raven and Edgar Allan Poe Raven vibes with nature. So I'm glad you like it, Tay. I know. The pink for this, not so much. But we do have a Pinkoween train coming up. That's going to be fun. Didn't used to like pink before I came here, and then I realized I actually do like pink. I like to create with it. I just don't like to wear it personally. I wear a lot of black. My restaurant is Edgar Allan Poe. Is it really? I love it. I had to brush up on all of it because I was like, I really haven't read any Poe in a long time. So I got a really thick book. It's got the decorative cover. I think it was the Barnes & Noble edition of all the works of Edgar Allan Poe. and I've been brushing up on that. And Annabelle Lee inspired me to create. I do like to make books and journals too, so I was like, oh, I want to make like almost use like a mermaid-esque theme, but not with the tail for Annabelle Lee. I kind of like spooky stuff too, and then make her eyes like white, cloudy white. So I thought that would be fun. That might be something for a future project. But I felt like this red just looked a little bit flat on its own. And so I took the raven from a painting that I did. It's actually a print, it's not the original. But I cut her out because she's going to be the raven in this piece. Cool. This adds some dimension, and if I want to add some smudges later, I can. Reminding myself I can still do that. Okay. I don't know. Oh, and it depends on what you want to do too, but I know I don't have anything done for that yet, but I am working on some inspirations. Only wear it for my mom's birthday. It's one thing she requests every year. Oh, pink. Oh, yeah. I don't usually wear it, but who knows? I didn't used to like pink at all, and here I am saying I actually don't mind it. So I actually cut out a smaller version of this one. I named her Bella. I painted her on a page from Grimm's Fairy Tales, and I have this one of the crow that I did too, because I was like, well, I do the crow. It's not a raven, but they're kind of like cousins. But I did a smaller one, so I have this crow still, but I cut Bella out, and I'm gonna be coloring the edges black to make sure she's solid black, and then she's gonna go in the middle. But for building oh, let me move this paint. It's like right by my hand. Everything is going to get these colors on them. So I'm going to start. Now this is secure. Yeah, I'm committed now. I wanted this to look kind of like tree bark, but not so much that it's distracting. Crazy creation crafter. Welcome in. I wanted it to kind of be subtle on the side. So I think it's very similar to the trees that are around me in Washington State. There's a couple more layers on top, but I feel like if I do keep going, I feel like I can do it. So I'm confident with that. I feel really good. But if I keep going, it might be distracting. So for now, I'm going to leave that there. I'm going to start gluing this kind of moss in the cracks. It is crafting moss because nobody wants little crawly surprises. So it is crafting moss. And then I have this branch that I collected. I'm going to glue this on here. Bella's going to sit here. She's going to have something in the back. Oh, that is really popping out, isn't it? I might put that back towards, but we're going to have something in the back. And then we're going to have some leaves, maybe some orange ones to break it up. And we're just going to make it a really fun experience here. I'm going to figure out a little something to put in the background for some texture, some colors, a little bit of another little something that will enhance her, make her pop out. I'm not sure what yet, but I'm going to follow that. I'm going to actually trim this down a little bit too so that it can go farther back. But now I glue that in place so that I can start gluing some moss. Let's start here. Oh, let me do this and then I'll show you the decorative tin that I was going to show you. Sorry, I'm not a liar, I swear. And tomorrow, I'll be hanging out again. I like to do shows on Fridays. It's my favorite day of the week. This is Friday Eve. Thank you, Hazy, for that. All right. So that's gonna build on that a little bit. That'll be a nice little project to do for today. Where did I put the tin? Oh, I put it on the windowsill because the sun is no longer there. So this is a decorative tin that I made. Finished it up yesterday. I might put a little something on the front, but I know that it looks nice there. Move into the back. And so this is a tin from Ice Chips is a candy that I had been eating. I love things sweet, but I do limit my sugar personally because my body's asking me to. So I filed the edges of the top and then certain parts here just with a nail file, because why not? And then I oxidized it a little bit with a mixture of vinegar and hydrogen peroxide and salt. So it was nice and rusty crusty looking. And then I took some of the black um, alcohol ink and it really darkened us up so nicely. I love it. It's great. You can't really see on the inside all the goodness that it did, except for on the edges, because, but it adds a nice little on the edge. You can really see. Quest for change. Oh, I'm glad you like it. So we've got Poe here. He's got his typewriter. This so reminded me of the library cataloging system. I never understood it. I was so hard for like into books when I was growing up. I mean, I still love books. Like, one of them book dragon people. I love books, but I never understood the system. I think I do now. But anyway, there's Poe. He's in the system, so it's all good. And then there's the little raven he's writing about, and then we have Raven with a quote from the Raven. And then we have little trinkets because, as we know, ravens bring you things. So we've got some sea glass here, some sea glass here. It's reminded me of rose quartz, but it's labeled as sea glass. Little amethyst pieces and a tiny little bottle with moss at the top. And then we have a handmade moon charm over here. And then, of course, it's all in a bed of different kinds of moss. Super fun, right? I was so happy with this. I got to make more. I gotta make more. I'm glad you guys like it. So I might put something on the top, but even then, like I know if I put this on my shelf, I probably would just leave it open. But I'm super happy with how this turned out. Oh my goodness, creative tins. That would be a really fun, like, just I don't know, just another fun thing to make. It'd be a blast. I'm really hoping it probably won't be um, live when I finish this, but I would really like to finish this today. Um, but if the inspiration doesn't come today, I'm sure it will. I just tomorrow we're going to be creating something a little bit different. We'll be working on the curio clock, but it's going to be something very similar because there's going to be a raven in that. There's going to be some red leaves. Why can't I get this little brush out? Okay, that bristle. It's going to have some red leaves. It has a branch that lays perfectly across the middle. It's going to be fun. So we'll work on that tomorrow. But I always give myself room. If I'm really not feeling that, we could work on something else. But that's the plan. That is the plan. I'll at least show it to you. Hello. Is it Spyro or Spiro? Spiro Tot? Please help me say it. Help me say your name right. Names are important, including screen names. Cool. Oh, bye, name. I like this. This is fun. Let's just glue moss all day. Thank you so much to everybody who's joined recently. If we're not friends, I would love to be friends. If you would like to follow me, I would love to follow you back after the show. I like making new friends. Take a minute and please bookmark future shows. Unless I'm in a train, I like to do hangout shows on Thursdays and Fridays. Those are usually my personally more open days of the week where I can hang out with you guys and just chill. Sometimes if I have like a collection I'm sharing, I will auction off some stuff. Sometimes I'll create, but even if I'm selling and you just want to come hang out, you totally can. I don't want to pressure. Nobody has to buy anything. But I love hanging out. Yay! Sweet. I'm gonna follow you back. I thought for some reason I thought we were following each other or something because I feel like I've seen you around whatnot, but no matter. We'll be friends now. Oh, Daisy! Daisy, do you happen to have a show coming up soon? I thought it, so it popped out of my mouth. I just don't know. I gotta check. Oh, are you in Swipers Anonymous? I had to change that one unfortunately, but I can probably listen in the car because I gotta go sign some papers. Woo! Yes, we got some trains coming up this weekend too. I know there's Swipers Anonymous going on. I'm everywhere on this app, but I'm finding myself on craft shows more. Oh, sweet! Friday night. If I'm not, if I didn't bookmark it, I'll probably see the notification come through. 'Cause I want to hang out. And Lapaka should be home, so if I want something and I've already spent my dollars, it was really funny. Okay, I'll tell you guys because it was really funny. You guys weren't here, so you guys couldn't hear it. But so I try to really limit my whatnot dollars. I'm like, okay, so we have our spending dollar budget, just trying to be a responsible human. And we've got things we want to accomplish, right? So, and my husband doesn't care. He's like, just do whatever you want. But I know I'd kind of be sad if I spent so much on whatnot that I was not able to do other things. So anyway, whatnot dollars, whatnot budget, whatever. I had already spent mine on other things. And then I'm looking at Creative Curiosities has a show and she's about to auction off this box that she made. Was it a box? A bag of box? I'm like, oh no, I really want that. I said we really need to talk about our spending budget. And then I hear Creative Curiosities go, oh, Wapaka Waka. And then I just put smiley faces in the chat and she's like, is this coming to you, Dion? I'm like, yep. And then one of the wands, I was like, oh my goodness, that wand would be perfect for in the plants. That'd be a great decoration. So we start swiping. That was very sweet of him. It was really funny. I no, because I I mean I'm sure he would because we did have oh Bishy, I didn't see that. Have a good day. Bye bye, Bish. Bye bye, Bish. I think we had a talk about that recently. He's like, no, if it's like, a little bit of this or a little bit of that, I don't really care. Now if it's like this amount, then we probably have to have a talk. I'm like, oh, okay. So I was like, well, I probably curbed it just in time then because Wiener junkies. I know it was funny. Dion, is this coming to you? I didn't even cue him in on it too because it was the giveaway. He's like, it's rigged. I'm like, there's literally no way to rig it. He goes, I bet you it is. I go, no. Because I don't know. Who won the giveaway? Was it Daisy or something? I'm like, no, let them win. It's not rigged. You win. You get me happy. I'm very, very happy. Good afternoon. I'm making this. Please help me. What is this? I'm making some art, some 3D mixed media art with crafting moss, a wooden stadium, and some paper. This is going to be for the Tim Holtzaween. I'm going to be featuring this in the Tim Holtzaween raid train coming up. It's going to have a raven in it. We've seen one person win 4 buyers giveaway in one show. Holy smokes. And his wife won 2 buyers on top of that. Yeah, I mean, I've heard people talk about ways to kind of stack it in your favor, and I'm like, I had missed the memo. I don't even know. Yeah, sometimes it's like, oh my goodness, that is so weird. How can you win so many in a row? Does Whatnot play favorites? Maybe. Super rigged. I'm gonna go subtle on the moss because I can always add more later. And I can take some away because you know why? I've done it before. When I was making the Sasquatch footprints and the handprints for the P&W raid train, I actually took some away and trimmed it and shaped it. Those took so much work, but I was so happy working on those. Sometimes it's like, oh, can't wait till this is over. But I was just like, I was having a lot of fun. Closet treasures. Welcome to Dion's Creative Odyssey, where we always try to we don't rig anything. I do like to do buyer's giveies when I do auctions, but I also will say it in a show if I'm, putting in a little something extra for buyers anyway. So if people don't win the givey, then it's like I see you, I appreciate you type of a thing. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Maybe because it might be far out. I also have to think about shipping too. Because if I ship this, I don't want it to arrive damaged. I'm going to trim this off so it can go back a little bit farther. NC Adele. Is that right? The first week I was on Whatnot was very fun to receive packages the next week because I was in quite a few shows. Not all of them were crafting either. One bought a bunch of dog treats and supplies and toys for Letty here, and then also Dylan's dog or slash Dylan and Taylor's dog. I'm kind of a Meemaw. So we bought them toys and treats. And I didn't realize that when you bid on something here, it will still say bid even if you are the highest bid. So I was bidding against myself and she didn't tell me, nobody told me, and I went the whole show doing that. But somebody here, plus size gals, I did that once and she's like, "Oh, bestie, you were bidding against yourself." And she's like, "Here, I'm gonna give you another one of these. Which one would you like?" Which was kind because she didn't have to do that. I mean, it's a nice gesture, but I do not make you responsible for making sure I am not fucking up, right? So I was like, "Well, that's really nice to know. That explains a lot." But because I feel like even in some of the other shows, they were kind of busy. Maybe they didn't know, or it's whatever. I'm not opposed to doing that too. If something's going for $1 and it's like that should not be $1. So I learned, but I didn't spend an astronomical amount. Probably just a few dollars more than I should per item. I'm gonna actually leave that. I kind of like the rustic look. I do that sometimes where I put a few extra dollars. Yeah. 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 Especially when it's like, oh, okay, friend, I'm not trying to tell you what to do, but maybe I wish you didn't put this further here. It's none of my business, but there you go. Okay, let's see. So we have Bella. Bella's gonna be here. I kind of think Bella should be a little bit farther back because there's gonna be support for Bella. Bella's not just gonna be floating out in the middle of nowhere. So it was fun that I put some more to yes. Never miss. Yay! Oh, it's so good to see you. Let's see. I'm just trying to think. Say it out to pay. I'm also picturing how I would wrap this if I'm shipping it. I kind of want her to go back a little bit farther. Never miss finds. I know we were talking this morning. I like Never Miss. I don't not like any of you, FYI. It's not what that means. I'm like the queen of saying things the wrong way. Thank you for understanding and not being judgmental. If there's something that could be said wrong, I probably will do it, but it's an accident. That's better. Of course you think that. How's Tango? How's under your chair? Hi, Amy. Sweet. Okay. So that's probably maybe just under an inch. Can give support for that and make her kind of pop a little bit. Jerk. Tango. Auntie loves you. Are you being good boy? No. No, because then that comes back and then guess what Letty does? Guess what she did? So she was mad when we left the other day. Usually Saturdays, she gets some cuddle time in there somewhere because that's usually the day I'm home alone with her. It's nice. So I brought her upstairs after taking her potty, and my husband and I were going to go out and do stuff. So I set her up on the couch, put her sloth on the couch, turn on the fan, her music, so she can't hear other dogs barking because we can't tell her to stop. So apparently she was pissed when we left because guess what? If she has to go to the bathroom and we're not here, she will go potty by a door or something that lets us know, hey, I had to go. She went on my husband's spot on the couch. I'm glad we bought that carpet shampooer because gross. So we cleaned it, we air dried it, and he swapped out that cushion for where she usually lays because we put like sheets and blankets down on a spot for her. He swapped cushions with her. She wouldn't sit on it for 3 days. Girl, that's what you get, you little stinker. She's telling you, she's telling us, I'm pissed. That's what she's telling me. No, we ain't gonna take it. Let's see. She gets her message across. Oh, I'm gonna knock on wood with you too. Well, is particle board okay? Oh man. Hopefully Lizzie doesn't act out like that ever. I want to hold this here and glue it, but that's what I'll be doing for the rest of the show. I'm still not sure. I mean, not if I hook up the hot glue gun. We're not gonna take it. Where's the glue gun? Right? Oh, she gone. We're not gonna take it. I just want to do this though. I want to get it over with. So I'm going to do that. We can chat while I hold this. Now she will wake my husband up 3 times a night waiting for me to get out of bed so she can get in his spot. Does she go bark at like a window or something and then she's running like, thank you? Oh, I feel like this matches something that we already listened to. I don't know where the hot glue gun is, but usually that's what I would recommend. A black retriever. Like, oh, why are they letting you? She just got to go out. My husband. Oh, there might be a lost glue stick for the hot glue gun into the abyss. Oh. No, it's okay. I was gonna see if you knew where the hot glue gun maybe was, because I'm not sure. Hey, Jill. Yeah. If you don't have a spiteful pet, you're lucky. Ignored her one day and she pooped on his shirt and wrapped it all up in his shirt. He was just, wear this, dude. Is it? Okay, I didn't see it because the tripod may be blocking it. So I don't want to throw our friends around, so I'm not going to get it out right now. Let's see if I hold this. Talk amongst yourself. I'm going to blow on this. No, Letty gets really pissed. And so we had a Bichon Cavalier named Pinkerton. He was absolutely a rage goer too. Like he would make eye contact with you. When he was just got out of he was an adult dog when he did this. He was mad at me for something. I think it was the first time taking him to the groomer. He made eye contact with me, scooted right next to the coffee table on the carpet, and then ran away. He learned real quick not to ignore her. He did. He went to the bathroom. He was a punk. Pinker Punk was one of his nicknames. He was a punk. He did not care either. He didn't care. If he was gonna go, he was gonna go, and he was gonna let you know. He would make eye contact and be like, "I'm pissed," or "The way you're acting is shit," and then he'd drop and take a deuce. Hey, Kristen Louise, talking about dogs and rage pooping. The dogs rage pooping, not us. One of our fur babies was left. Oh no! Oh no! Dog's like, I'm mad about your shitty behavior. It's like charades. Sending a message. That's right. It sucks because Letty, like, she doesn't like the car. She's less stressed about it now, but she also doesn't care for being left alone. But if she's been around us for, a while, like a day or two, and she's like ready for some alone time, she will curl up with her sloth on the couch and be like, okay, fine, but hurry back. The clock's ticking. He just pees. I've even put down potty pads so if she feels like, she's got to, like, she won't use those. She decided to use the couch. And I think it's because I block the entrance to the stairs with the big box fan, but we call it the no no fan because she's afraid of it. She usually doesn't care. She just doesn't go near it. But this time, I think she was really mad about it. See, Tango's a good boy, but he still gets his point across, don't he? Those little stinkers. I'm gonna be here all day holding this on it. No, I can glue moss with one hand. Hey. I can't get no hot glue gun. Where is it? No, if I get it out, if it's in the drawers, Taylor said. If I get it out, that's gonna go. You guys are gonna go flying. I want you guys to bonk your head. You'll have a headache for Friday. We don't want that. No headaches for Swipers Anonymous. Oh, has it been helping him? But he's sad. He's like, "Where are you going? Like, you're supposed to hang with me. Where could you possibly be going?" Hey, Deb. I'd rather poop over. Yeah, it is easier to clean up. As long as it's not carpet or soft. Oh, that's true. Oh, Tay, thank you. We get a round of applause for Taylor. She came in and pulled out the glue gun without knocking you guys over. Dogs used to be wild animals. Yeah. They're like, my feelings are valid, and they drop and take a deuce. Which they are, but don't do that. My little sir is such a good pup. Oh, I know. You're not trying to throw off the balance. So we're gonna try this. And by this, I mean the glue gun. I have my little one of my presents from Picket Fence Studios. They sent me a little glue gun mat. I think it's called Spyro Tot. Is it Spyro or Spiro? Isn't that cool? I love it too. It is usually my coaster because I don't do a lot of Hot Tools work. Although I need to get a heat gun so I can use my embossing powder. Spiro, yeah, awesome. Okay. Nice. One of my cousins has a spouse named Spiro. So I was like, oh, I don't know if I say it's Spiro or Spyro. Fei Fei! Fei Fei's here. And Maria. Hey, hey. Making an art piece. Look at, we're going to put Bella here on a branch that I'm about to glue together. I've been holding this for like, it seems like a long time. So my fingers are falling asleep, but I like the position, so I want to hot glue it right here. Oh, wouldn't it be funny if my finger glued to that? There's glue under there. Everyone stop talking about it. I know. We'll finish our conversation later. No, I'm just kidding. That's not how it was. You can watch the replay and see. Oh my goodness, we got 15 of us hanging out. I wish I could make everybody snacks. We've got chips. Actually, yeah, we've got chips. I like to balance, so if I have a salad, I like to put chips in it. Sometimes I'll have a salad if I feel like having chips. Because I feel like that's what my body needs. So we're gonna do this as soon as it heats up. Well, genius idea, because if the glue gets on here, I can just peel it right off. Has anyone ever bought from a seller that does food? No, not yet. I mean, if you started selling food, I would buy from you. Oops, don't do it. Was it packaged snacks or homemade stuff, Feifei? I mean, I would send friends cookies, but I don't think I would. I feel like there's a lot of I thought there would be some sort of, you know, permitting process for that. Because I know that my kitchen's clean, my hands are clean, no bare hand contact with ready to eat food permit family, but not everybody does that. I'd also have to say Dog Friendly Home was a big corporation thing, but they didn't package right. Oh no. I thought you could not sell homemade baked goods. That's what I assumed, but I've seen people do it. So I don't know. Kind of unsafe, like I don't know where it's going during the shipping process. Yeah. I would send snacks to friends. I've mailed Carlos. Carlos and I have mailed each other stuff before, like cookies that we make. But that's about it. I don't eat from everyone, but the sauce looks so good and watch them make it. Ooh. Yes, that's the thing too. And also with allergies and sensitivities, like for me, the idea of selling something that I made is just makes me really nervous. Because like if somebody is gluten free, I think that's great. But my kitchen is like, even if it's clean, there's gluten in there. HOH designs. I could put my house cottage bake. Yes. Yeah. We've got some cottage bakeries around here too. I know when I meet somebody at the market, if I get the trusting vibe, I will take 6 of those cookies, please, and thank you. What do you guys want? My dog isn't allowed in my kitchen. Yeah, I would love to suggest that rule, but I'm guilty. Where else would Letty eat her brunch? I'm sure I'll upgrade my glue gun at one point, but for right now, I have this one. Aw. Hey, Bill Ryan. Oh, I feel like I'm forcing it. If this pad melts, I'm gonna get sad. Okay, no. This is cool. Because Jasper's a good boy. Please tell him Auntie loves him. Everybody, every single one of you, please take a moment and tell your dogs that Auntie Dion loves them. I love your cats too, but I'm allergic and they know it. Ooh, look at that. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and adjust this. One moment. Oh, the Gorilla Glue one, you don't like it? So far with this glue gun, I mean, it's not the best, but it would be better if I used it better. So many things are user error. Yeah. And when any dog begs, it gets a little tedious, especially the big ones, because some of them will just take it. Oh, I feel the same way about your shows, Sherry. I feel like when I'm watching your shows, like if life ever feels like it's crashing down, I'm gonna ask you, Sherry, can you just tell me it's gonna be okay? I know I'll believe it then. Tango likes to eat with the fam. Letty's bowls are at the edge of the kitchen, and I mean, it's funny when it's not happening to me or at the moment, but we'll tell her, get out of the kitchen, and then she'll walk around to the other side and go by her dad and be like, okay, what were you saying? Yeah, I think this glue gun is not really the best, but it'll work, especially if this is in the back. But I'm going to make sure that when this is dry, none of it's visible. It's holding this in place, but more like a putty. I have a migraine. If you were talking like me, I would have shut you down. What? Okay, we're gonna see how this dries. Because if I need to, I will take this, peel all this off and start again. But the back of the glue is like putty. I mean, as long as it stays and with it withstands my tests, like if I tug on it and everything, because if I end up shipping it, I'm gonna want it to not fall apart. Yeah, I would actually, if I have to, I will probably invest in an industrial paper cutter. Hi, Jane. Did I say that right? I see your profile says Jane. Okay, I think they're talking smack about us. No. Hi, Jojo Mama. Oh, look at that little face of your profile picture. I love dogs. All right, well, I'm going to stop messing with it. It seems to be okay for now. I'm going to test it. I have to test everything, make sure it doesn't come apart easy. But for right now, this is what we're working with. I can even go collect more sticks if I had to. Nobody talking shit. Well, that I know of, but sometimes I'm out of the loop anyway. It's okay. All right, so I'm going to unplug this because it doesn't have a switch. It's like one of those little Wally World glue guns. Thanks again, Taylor, for coming and finding that. You did not have to do that, I'm sure you know. I appreciate it. So I'll take a sip of our bevies. If I had feelings, they might be hurt. I do like this. I don't know if they have these for sale, but Picket Fence Studios sent this to me when I opened a wholesale account. Sent me a box of presents, and I love this. It is my coaster. And it's right next to the tripod, so I usually won't knock it over. Surebonder. I hope your migraine goes away. Ooh, Surebonder glue gun. I'm gonna add that to my list. Drips a lot, kind of. The crooked ones definitely do. I'm adding that to my list. I'm gonna try because I've been having some problems with my paper cutter, But Summer Dawn suggested that I try cleaning it off if I cut with glue, something with glue, which I have. So I'm going to try that. I like the position on this. I think this is where she needs to go. I will have something down here. I don't know. Maybe I'll put something that says Nevermore. That could be cool. I could also make a little, you know what I could do behind her that would be a little bit different is what if I had a page of Grimm's Fairy Tale? I'm going to try this. Thank you. Bronco Lady. Thank you, Shanna. You've been in here quite a while. We've been hanging out. Let's try it. I have some more Grimm's Fairy Tale pages. This has been my favorite book to paint on because I like the coating of the paper. I have more of it. Uh-oh. All my packaged up bags just fell, but I think it'll be okay for a minute. Letty's not running over there to craft with it. So what if I did something like, I don't want it to be a coffee dyed paper because it would be too dark, but I don't want something too bright either. Almost like, you know, when you're writing something, or I don't know if anybody likes to write anything, but you know, maybe for school, if you ever wrote something and kind of had to crumple an old piece of paper and put it away. Oh, I might do that, you guys. Might be onto something. I would, of course, distress the edges. I love how the inks on the edges really they add like a little something on the edge, and then I can kind of scuff it up with the brown. I want to buy the espresso something, one of those. That's in my cart right now. Something like this, distressed. Oh, yeah, we can totally do that. I may already have one printed out. One moment. Blocking the door. The paper packs have skulls everywhere now. I think I have a printed Poe poem in a stack of papers. I'm gonna go get it. Thank you for holding. Okay. Quilter at the heart. At the art. No, Quilter at heart. Beg pardon. Welcome. Let's go get that stack of paper. I do have found another piece of paper of this. That's like one of my favorite things now. My current obsession is that thing right there. I would love to do some pieces on the Telltale Heart too. I have a Poe picture. Let's see. I'm excited because once I'm gonna get this one underway and then the clock, and then I'm gonna make some journals. Yeah. Quilter. I had to stop and be like, wait, no, Quilter at heart. My brain did the thing where it ran the words together different. I've been enjoying my sewing machine. I was able to kind of hem up or sew up the edges of Taylor bought a piece of fabric for a tablecloth for something she was doing at school. And I was like, "Oh, I can sew that up for you," and she let me. I enjoyed getting to know that sewing machine a little bit more, and that ever since I learned how to thread it properly, it's working way better. I have Annabelle Lee printed, but not the Raven. But I could solve that. I wish I could lay this out in front of you guys, but my desk is only so big. But when we move, I might put two desks together, depending on how much space I have. I have Annabelle Lee printed, but I don't have the Raven officially. So we'll be staying with that. I'm gonna play with this idea first, but I do like the idea of a pom-pom, especially the Raven, because this is what's inspiring it. So that's what I'll probably do. I think those are cute too, but I mean, a little off topic, but there's no off topic when we're talking about creating, right? I do like little odd things. It would be fun to take a story from Grimm's and do a little project on that too. So many ideas. If I could do all-nighters without being in tears the next day by noon, I probably would pull them more often. Okay, so let's do that. I'm going to play with this one and probably, I mean, if I get too attached to this, it is what it is. No, I went this way. Let's go ahead and see. I wanted this up there though. Let's tuck this in. Let's form it. All right. Yep. We're going to ink the crap out of this, especially on the little crinkles. That's cool. That's really cool. I like that. Probably going to ink in layers. Let me get out all the browns. No. I'm going to stick with the oxides. I have this one. I'm going to build layers. I thought I had the black soot. Is it under my moss? No. This song reminds me of the stenciling. Oh. What about those the sprays? I could do the sprays. Stenciling. Let's see. Oh, my Bigfoot stencil. Let's see. Welcome in, Beanie's Bundle. And Rhonda Edwards. Hey, Rhonda. Welcome in, and thank you everybody for being here and hanging out. I know I said this earlier, but for now, if we're not following each other, love it if you'd follow me, and I will follow you back after the show. I love making new friends. That would be cool. Picking some stencils for this paper because we are layering things for this piece. This wall hanging art. This three-dimensional art. I call it something different every time because I just don't know. This is the one I've been using on my coffee dyed papers. Welcome back, Crazy Bunny. See, this is the giant Poe book that I got. I just wanted to be able to read all the things. I also like Sylvia Plath, but for this, next time, it's Poe. I love this. I love the heart. There's textures. Looking forward to making a nice thick book. I also bought another copy of Alice's Adventures in Wonderland through the Looking Glass. And I started reading that one. I think that will look nice, but let's see. Hey. I know. It just says you come back sometimes. It just does that. It does that to me too, but I've also been here the whole time. I know. I love that book. It's just so, I adore books so much. I want to start reading, well, a lot of them. I have lots of different things I want to start reading, but I really want to start reading some of the Robin Hobb books. There's a bunch of trilogies that I want to read. And I keep buying them from thrift stores, but I'm like, okay, so which was the first one written? I have to look at the dates. Says I joined. I'm also here. Oh, I know. I think it just says that though. Okay, I like this because it's got the words, it's got some designs. Let's move it over so we get some of both. I'm actually going to start building some of the inking layers. And we're just going to really, it's a background piece, so I'm going to tell myself I'm not going to stress about it. Save my life. Get out a new inking pad. I don't think I have one for the lighter color. Does anybody like the flat ones? I don't care for the flat ones. Oh, have they? Hey, Prinicorn. Prinicorn or Preenicorn? If there's a wrong way to say something, I feel like I'm going to do it. Aunt Darling, welcome. All right, so let's do this. Let's start building some color. Layers, layers. For those of you just joining, I'm working on this. This is something that's going to be shown in the Tim Holtz Wayne event that's coming up. Please bookmark future shows. Oh, thank you, Nini. That's great feedback. I like the rounded top better also. Yeah. Hey, Crystal. Welcome, welcome. We're going to put a raven in this. The inspiration for this is Edgar Allan Poe's The Raven. And it is definitely an all year round thing, but I feel like around Halloween time, people may put out more ravens, or for those of us where things that may be considered a little spooky, I don't think it's spooky, but you know, certain things that where families might not be into the same thing. It's like, yay, now I can bring this stuff out of the rooms where they were. Now everybody gets to look at this all fall. Fall's my favorite. Does anybody else love fall too? Like it is my favorite. I love the colors. I like to take a drive in the area where I grew up because there's like hills and mountains with the trees and the colors, and I just completely, my brain goes bonkers looking at all the colors in a good way. Pumpkin spice latte, cool crisp air, blue pug design. I know, I love fall. It's not hot because even with AC, if I have to walk outside, like potting the dog is, she's even panting. Have to test the pavement because if it's hot, guess who's getting carried? Her brindle ass. All right, this is a great first layer. sweet. Oh, I'm in Houston, so we have no seasons, just heat. Ouch. I feel like I would complain a bit living in the heat all the time. Or I'm numb, maybe to myself, but that would be hard. Although you probably don't have any snow or cold winters, do you? Trying to see how this is gonna lay. I might just end up using this one. And if somebody else is like, also like, oh, that could have been a pogo. Oh, you're right, it could have. Next time. It's where the temps drop, but it never really gets cold. Oh. So like, yeah, that's what Creative Curiosity said. I love that idea. Next time. I do like that we have seasons here. They are predicting. This almost looks like a dog whisker. Please tell me this came from. Oh no, it's paper. How is that a dog whisker? Let's. Where did I put the brown thingy? Dauber tip. Okay, here it is. Found it. I know. It's a thought though, right? We've got walnut stain, but where is not antique linen, but the other one? Vintage photo. I do want to get the espresso one. That's yes, it's another shade of brown, but I feel like it would make a difference. There we go. I have tried this with other inks too. I just can't really, I don't know, it's just not the same. And I tried it when I had the little set before I really knew that Tim Holtz products were such a big deal for some people. But yeah, I get it because to me, I think they're really good quality, at least the things that I've used. So I get what the fuss is about. Now, herein lies the query. Hey, Kimberly. Should I will do a little black on the edges, but I'm trying to decide. I should probably do a dark brown for the stencil, yeah? But I don't think it's the same shade. It's not going to be the same shade as Bella. Bella the Raven. Burn it. Don't tempt me. I will burn the edges, just not on the live. I absolutely am not above burning the edges of the paper. I used to do this when I had my handmade card company. This was over 20 years ago. And I wanted the burnt edges on things. I used makeup, like bronzer. And to get the burned effects, I actually would use a cigarette to burn the edges of the paper. Just like twirl it around. But I did it for my own crafting, but people saw it and they're like, I want to buy that. And I'm like, okay, but that is, I told them what it was because some people are allergic and they're like, I don't care, I just want it. But that was for educational purposes only. I'm not saying that you should. There. I think I'm covered with my legal disclaimer. Oh, I should really hydrate. Danica? Danica, is that you? Okay, hydrating. So spooky movies and shows for me is all year long, right? It's not a season. But I know they tend to be more common on like streaming platforms and stuff this time of year. What's your favorite, what people would consider scary or spooky TV show or movie? I do want to burn it. I just won't do it on the live. I don't want my account taken away. I like being here with you all. They might not let me back. I'll have to take over my husband's account. Oh, it's Waka Waka. No, it's me. It's Dion. Shh, don't tell. It's not bad, huh? But I like, so I know that I have burned pages before in my art, and I know that it looks a certain way. Oh, especially let's do this. Were they really? I would be the one to get caught, just so you know that happens. Oh, why did I forget about the Lost Boys? I know I like Poltergeist too. I don't think I've ever seen Olive Carey. I think I was watching it with someone that didn't like quote unquote those kinds of movies. Wait, is Carrie the one about the person in the dress? Or is that the one where the car runs over people with a truck? I do enjoy some seasons of American Horror Story. Coven is my favorite because come on, Stevie Nicks. I thought it was against rules, but they made it part of the show where you're paying him to do what? Oh, that would be fun. Oh no. No nightmares. I watched, I won't talk about the details, but This Is Us. That one, for some reason, that one got to me. They usually don't because I feel like disconnected. Like, that won't happen. That's them. That's there. This isn't real. That person's not real. Who really chases someone with a chainsaw? But, you have to train for that. No. That season was so. Okay, I have seen Christine. So Carrie is the one with the person. Gotcha. Oh, okay. Gotcha. No joke. It was like every $5. Wow. For me, that would be a short show because, like, I'm a lightweight. I don't drink that much these days. I'm out of practice, but my health is better. Maybe I could. Wow. I do like Coven. I really like the first one. Murder House was great. Did not like Asylum, personally. Um, the 1980 something one, I could not. I just tried several times because I'm like, I want to watch them all. Couldn't. That's cool. I like that. I loved the concept, but when the other alter person of the main character was talking, I got really uncomfortable. And I don't know why. I don't know if like I've heard a voice like that before or something, but it just for me it was like, okay, I want to finish the movie, but why did I watch this at night alone? This doesn't usually bother me. And I don't think it's super. Yeah, AHS had some that I was like, no, I'm not watching this. Not at all. For me, it just was not a good fit for me. Hotel was interesting. I could watch that one, but it was like, okay. Yeah, but I did not like Asylum. I did not like a few others. And I know what this is not spooky, it's just more weird. I like the Mad Max movies. I always watch them around Christmas time. I don't know why. Yeah, Roanoke was kind of odd. And I didn't understand the double feature season. I'm like, what? What even is this? And then I was like, oh, okay, double feature. There's two different seasons. But I didn't feel like we were done with the first part for double feature. But that one was kind of interesting. Let's go ahead and crumple this in a little bit more because it's taking up a little too much space. Oh, is this a song I think it is? No, I was gonna say. Let's crumple you in just a little bit more. Make you a little bit tighter. Scrunch it. Scrunch up. Scrunch up. I hated the show where every episode was a new storyline. Yeah. Oh, the two sentence horror stories. Man, and they played Dahmer as well. Yes, Evan Peters. Yeah, the one where every new one is an episode. Is sometimes it was like there was a couple I thought was like, ooh, this is kind of cool. It maybe might kind of weird. Like the first or second episode was pretty cool, but then I was like, yeah, I'm not really feeling this. Felt like a lot of brain work to catch up. I liked the crumple where it was showing a little bit behind, but let's see. I'm trying to work with the paper and not fight it, because if we fight it, then that's not fun. But I wanted it a little bit scrunched. Scrunch! Like curls after adding product out of the shower. Scrunch, scrunch. Oh, yes, that one. Oh, I didn't care for that one either. Yeah, I didn't care for the political one at all. I was like, no, we're not gonna watch that. Yeah. It's like, nah, not that one. I do feel like he does a good job, but I don't like to watch of all of his work. Just like, oh, that one's not for me, but I think he does a great job. A lot of them did there too. I don't remember a lot of the names, but Sarah Paulson, I think, is pretty good. This is lame. I know. I was like, I can't really get into this. Not feeling it. So I don't feel like it's done, but I feel like this is going in the right direction. Let's check on that branch. Oh, I think that was hotel, was it? I do like the book page, but I feel like it needs something on top of it. Maybe some moss. It also needs some black. Oh, why does that sound familiar? Why am I blanking? Sorry, it's bouncing around. I know why. It's because the cord is on the desk and the cord is bouncing. Okay. Unplugging. Oh. And I'm like, I'll take it. I like cupcakes. When I see something that looks kind of like, it could be a scary movie or like Get Out, I didn't really care for that one either. But like if it's looks like it could be scary or maybe sci-fi creepy, I think that's very interesting. I like those. And I like Mad Max because they're weird. Some parts are hard to watch, but I really like it. I do like the part in Fury Road where they're traveling around with the band and there's the person playing the flaming guitar. I'm just like, and I'm watching it with my husband because he knows I like it, so he'll watch it with me, but that is not his thing. So we watched the new one together and he was like really being kind. He's like, no, that was actually pretty good. I liked it. Like, are you ready to watch the whole season? Because I like to do that around Christmas time. He's like, I mean, yeah, we can do that. Conjuring. Ooh. Yeah, Mad Max. Get Out, I was like, that one kind of is, it's bothersome in a different way. I don't really care for that one. The Conjuring franchise. I need a refresher on that one. I think I'm going to have to, I'm going to write that down on my list. And Carrie. I do like that those kinds of shows and movies become easier to find this time of year. But I know that a lot of us probably don't see that as a spooky season thing. Bella, where did you go? Bella, there she is. I do like it. It's not done yet. Okay, I'm going to add some brown in where the yellow is, and then I'm going to leave that part alone and probably play with more moss. Oh. Why do I think I haven't seen any of the Insidious? I'm making notes. Because when I'm working here and I want some alone time, like at the end of the day or the night, I'm always like, I don't know what to watch. Do I go back to old favorites or can I try something new? I notice a difference, so I'm switching colors. That's going to be behind Bella, so I'm just kind of testing it out. Okay. I think that's good for now. Now let's see where we're at. I'm trying to think. I feel like it needs a little, I think it's just going to be more moss in between. And I'm not done with the moss at the bottom either. You made a 4-foot tall poster of the city's movie out of beads. Ooh, pretty. Oh, is it the round beads like the one of like the bat that I have of yours? I remember the first time I watched the first Conjuring, I was on a bus going to the woods for a camping trip. Oh, I bet. I bet. I can only imagine. I think this is going on the right track. Yes, it needs more to tie in, but I think it's coming. Because there's moss and leaves that's going to go behind. I like that. Okay. Sweet. Welcome in. Almost looks like charcoal. Oh, nope. Christina Collins. Hello. As in, I meant like charcoal drawings. But hello, Christina. Welcome in. Welcome in. Working on a multi-dimensional art piece. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put moss. I do like it. I think I'm going to like it all around the edge, maybe thicker on the bottom. We're just going to keep gluing. Oh, I want to see the new Beetlejuice too. Daisy, if you're here, I know you saw it. I want to see it because I'm curious. Super curious. I think it'd be fun to do like, because I don't know about any of you. I know sometimes we're new friends here, but I like to make journals, but I don't know if I can do a full, I mean, I bet I could do a full Beetlejuice journal, like a small one. That'd be fun. Play with the colors and everything like that. But I would love to see that movie, the new one. I even watched the older one. more recently, just to kind of, get sort of a refresher. I will add more to that bottom layer here in a little bit. How's everybody doing? Oh, wow. It's been about 3 hours. I'm having fun hanging out with you all. I will probably go to the bottom of the hour and then carry on. Hey, Sarah. I'm going to carry on because tomorrow I know we're going to be hanging out too. I'm going to work on that curio clock, even if I'm not done with this. But I'll post an update if I work on it more. Post an update. I mean, I do post updates. If you're on the gram, see you over there also. And I'll post sort of, well, not I'll post. I'll show you guys any updates tomorrow if I work on this more today. But this has been a lot of fun with you all. I always think, oh, I'm going to finish this in an hour. Not. No, and I think that goes a lot. But you know what? I think I have also never done this before. Can I do one in less time with still the same heart and soul in the future? Absolutely. Because I think a lot of this is practice. Because the first time I made anything really, it took me forever. But then the more I practice it, the more efficient I become. And the more I'm like, oh, I tried this last time, but how about I try this? So I know that practice will kind of bridge that gap a little bit. So I'm okay with that. So I'll get better at that. But also, of course, I want to always put heart and soul into it. Hi, Amy. And I know that when I'm talking and doing things, it in a way it slows me down, but it also helps the creative process because it helps keep me here focused. I haven't gotten sidetracked and walked away. I haven't gotten discouraged. I worked through some other things because I had you guys to talk to, so I wasn't super hyper focusing on this. That helps me. Hi, Miss Lou. I hope I said that right. Because I know the first time I created anything with moss, it took me days to make one piece, but this is a little bit different. I'm okay with that. I remember when it took me over a day to make one tag, one junk journal tag, because I'm newer at it, but now it doesn't take me long. It doesn't take me long at all. One crafty chick. Hello. Is anybody going to be going live in the next 15 minutes or so? Right into you. Otherwise, we'll see who's on and right into them. And don't forget to bookmark tomorrow's show, guys. 1 p.m. Eastern, we can hang out again. I'm going to leave that. I'm going to leave it because I can always trim it later. I'm actually going to hit this paper with some of the brown, I think some sort of a brown distressing spray. I hope I have one that's not a mica spray because I know those are kind of shimmery, but we shall see. I don't think I have one. I have tarnished brass. I'll try that. Oh, yes, I do. No, not really. Wild honey. I'm going to try to spray this and make it not as bright. I'm going to do that a little bit later. Actually, no, I can do that later. Let me try now. Let me try it on a test paper. Let's try wild honey and see how brown this gets. Hey, Robin, Tonda Jean, Des, and Chesterton. Welcome in, welcome in. Oh, that's a little bit orange, actually. Huh. Burning Ember. This might go, but maybe a shimmer behind won't be so bad. I don't know if that's going to look right behind Bella the Raven. It's kind of red. Oh, there's this one. Some mica spray. Antique bronze. I know. Maybe when it dries, it'll dry lighter. I don't know. I mean, it's kind of shimmery. It's not really what I was going for. Honey, I already tried Burning Ember. And then that last one, it's actually pretty subtle. I don't think a shimmer would be too bad. And you know, I guess this is only paper. If I don't like it, I can redo it and use this for something else. And I have a black one too, so what the heck, I'll put it on top here. Oh, is it leaking? I'm gonna rub it all around. It's a little leaky, but that's me. I'm just, you know. Oh, sweet, a dry baby wipe. That might work. I'm not trying to wipe it off, but. Ooh, and then I'm gonna run some of the black. Oh, I heard paper crinkling. I'm a little jumpy today, I guess. So I'm gonna go over it after it dries with the black again. That might be nice. Give it a little bit of a different look. Thank you. That last one, yeah, that's the one I ended up using. It's got a little shimmer to it. That's not so bad. And again, I'm gonna have leaves and moss anyway, so I think I'm overthinking that part, but I'm gonna allow myself to overthink because that's one of my superpowers. It's overthinking. This will be cool. I'm really hoping to get this done today, but if I'm feeling too pressured and it's not flowing later, then I'm gonna give it a break. But yeah, I feel like maybe the curio clock will be a really simple one tomorrow to take a break from it, especially if I'm overthinking. I like this one. I'm gonna find a spot to lay this one. You guys should see here, there's stuff everywhere. I'm gonna stick with the Grimm's. Oh, look at that. Can you see this shimmer? I think that's kind of cool. Hey, Dora. Well, Ian. Looking forward to hanging out with y'all tomorrow, making another mess. Right now. Oh, I got paint all over me. Occupational hazard. Not so bad. I might have more paint on me by tomorrow anyway. Is it Moni? Moni 908? I've got moss everywhere too. Well, sometimes that is the mark of a great time when there's stuff everywhere. I like the moss part. I feel like it relaxes me. It's also not too overcomplicated. Just gonna put it in the middle. This is moss, for those of you just joining. Crafting moss. Oh, I have these little pieces I already broke apart from the last project. Welcome back, Miss. Oh, and look, a little stick. Cute. That's going in there. Free sticks with moss packs. We'll be reading into somebody in about, 8 minutes? And then I will see you all tomorrow. So thank you in advance for bookmarking tomorrow's show. So we can hang out. I can't believe time flies. Time flies, huh? We've been hanging out for a little while. And when I go follow everybody, following new friends back, I'm going to check your future shows too and do some bookmarking. Appreciate you for streaming and crafting with us. Oh, you're welcome. And thank you for being here. Oh, bye, Shanna. Safe travels. Have an awesome night to you too. Have a good rest of your Friday Eve. Oh, don't pick that. Let's leave that there. Sorry, got a little aggressive with that. Happy to do it. I love creating with you guys. Sometimes there's like lots of other things going on Whatnot or in the three-dimensional world. So it's nice when we can all connect, you know? Just take a minute. Enjoy some relaxing, creative vibes. Making some art. Yes, this was definitely very relaxing and fun. Thank you. Oh, you're welcome. I try to do these on Thursdays and Fridays unless I have a train coming up or unless I need to not do that and maybe take a break. Iron Man and Bella, welcome. Bella Mira. I'm going heavy on the moss up here. I'll heavy it up there, down there too. Moss. This is one of my favorite crafting mediums lately. And we're gonna put this little stick in here too. I feel like maybe it goes right here. Yeah, it goes right here. Because I can always remove it. We can listen to more classics tomorrow, different playlist, of course. I'll have to find some different ones, but sometimes I jam to island reggae on Fridays too. It's just a lot of fun. Reminds me of going back home. Oh, sweet. I'm opening up about the moss. A little bit thicker. Cool. Oh, let's let this stick set before we start. Does anybody have any fun plans for the weekend? Doing nothing is fun plans, FYI. If it's fun to you, then yes, it counts. Just putting that out there. Thrifty Viking. I like thrifting too. It's my favorite sport. I think anybody who says thrifting is not a sport, maybe they haven't been to the bins up in Everett. I went there once and I'm like, I'm not that into it. I may craft and try to get rid of these squishmallows. Oh, do you have too many? Quote unquote, too many? Way too many. Oh, they're so cute. Are you going to be going live soon? You were just buying them the other day. You adopted them, and now it's time for them to find a different home. Squishville. Oh, so cute. Are they the little ones? They're so cute. Oh, super tiny ones? Where have I been? No, don't tell me. Don't tell me. I can't know. So cute. I know. I was like, these are cute. I want to start collecting them, but there's so many, and I don't even know about like a niche. I want to collect like the water animals or something. No, I'm good. I'll go bonkers into that. Oh, I'm gonna have to check that out. Yeah, some of them you probably have to just rehome. Tin Rob, welcome in. Welcome in. Playing with some moss. So here, I'll show you. We'll take one more look. Help me get recentered. Recentered. Oh, it's kind of drying actually. I might. Ooh, actually, I like that. I don't know if you can see the shimmer on that. We're gonna have Bella on that. Where's the stick I glued? Cool. I'm okay with that because I know it's not finished. Thank you. This has been fun to create. I'm gonna probably work on this more today. I would like to finish this today. I always bite off way more than I can chew. I'm like, ooh, maybe I can finish the Bella piece and then make a journal. As I don't know if I'm gonna have time for that, but tomorrow, let's come chill. You can come say hi, you come hang out, no matter what, if you're available. 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. Come hang out. Gonna be doing this tomorrow. I love that we got to do this today. It has been since 10 a.m. my time. It's 1:30, so 3.5 hours. This was a great time. Made some new friends. I'm so happy to have met you all. So if you're following me, I'm going to go follow you back and bookmark your shows. That was amazing. Welcome in, Rock Hard Savers. 1 second here. Tomorrow, we'll probably be I'll probably be working on the curio clock. That was my intentions, but honestly, yes, there's a small chance we may do this more, but I kind of want to change it up and do something different, you know? So let's see. What about there's My Moon Creations. There's So Snappy. Um, there's do we want to go check out So Snappy or My Moon Creations? Oh, kind of like neighbors. Welcome in, Tina. Robin. Evening Mist. Ooh, that's very mysterious. Okay, so we want to go to My Moon Creations, perhaps? I don't know them, so let's go meet them. Oops. All right. Thanks again, everybody. Hope to see you tomorrow. Bye.